done, they re-signed running back Javonte Williams, 3 years, $24 million.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I certainly did. It is good to be back in San Antonio after a few days in Las Vegas. Very successful trip, I would say. A lot of fun. We did a lot of things. But, boy, I tell you what in the world happened on Saturday night to Mario Barios? What in the world happened to that guy? He was so outclassed, it was unbelievable. We're going to be talking about this for quite a while. And look, I need your help here because I like Mario. I've met him many times, interviewed him many times, and I don't want to just come on this radio program and slam him. But his performance on Saturday night is slam-worthy. And it was unbelievable. I know Ryan Garcia is an up-and-comer. The guy's talented. He was clearly the best fighter in the ring on that particular night anyway. And it was so disappointing to see Mario Barios turn in a performance the way that he did on Saturday night. It was unreal that he was just outclassed.
I mean, I have my thoughts of what happened.
Well, did you see the fight played?
Yeah, I was at the Root Pub watching it.
Yeah. Well, what do you think happened?
I think he got his ass kicked.
Well, he did. But, I mean, he didn't even put up a fight.
That's what I mean.
I mean, there were times where I'm thinking, dude, are you alive? Are you even going to try? And it was just like he would just sit there and just like he was baffled by everything Garcia was doing.
He would sit there and take it.
And he did. He did. He just sat there and took it, and I didn't understand. It was so disappointing. So disappointing to watch that because he didn't win one round. Not one.
No.
And I don't even think it was close.
It wasn't.
It was unbelievable. I'm a big fan of boxing, and very rarely do you have a guy get his ass whipped like that. Now, you've seen some early knockouts, you see stuff like that, but to go the distance and to not even sniff one round, I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I mean, my theory on what happened was it all falls back to Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Remind me, what happened Thursday?
Well, he was on his way to the table, and then he wasn't.
Oh, karma.
Karma's a B, man.
Well, I'm telling you, maybe that's it. That could very well be.
He wasn't there on Friday either for the potential reschedule.
No, he wasn't.
He blew off San Antonio.
How about that? Well, he'll learn, I guess, if he gets another opportunity. I'm sure that he will, but my goodness, what a horrible performance. And he's got to be feeling like just crap today. I would think so. By the way, I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is not here today, but James Pledger is. So we'll drive this boat and see where we can take you on a Melo Monday. It is a Melo Monday, so we will have a $50 gift card to Melo Mushroom coming up at some point in time in this show. But you guys got to help me out, and I really mean that because other than, look, I give Ryan Garcia all the credit in the world. The guy came out. He had a great plan. He seemed to confuse the hell out of Mario Barios, and it was tough to watch, I'll be honest with you. Knowing Barios and working with him, I guess, for whatever lack of a better word, I was really pulling for this guy to do well and to win this fight. We told you all last week he was a 2-1 underdog, and now I understand why. Vegas knows, and they certainly knew in this case. We talked to Lester Bedford on Thursday night, and it was just, and he basically said the same thing. He said, look, he's going to have to take advantage of some mistake, but he didn't even there was nothing. There was no aggressiveness. There was just, and I'm just baffled as to why. So if you've got a theory on it, I want to hear from you. Obviously, there are many ways you can do that. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Like and subscribe the page there when you get there, if you would do that for us. You can comment there along with the rest of the crew that is in the YouTube page as we speak. You can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210, or you can do it the old-fashioned way and call us. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. I want to hear from you. Any thoughts of if you watched the fight, and I know a lot of you did, and I just want to know what you thought happened to one Mario Barios, because it was just so disappointing. It was unbelievable. What wasn't disappointing was the Vegas trip. It was great. It left a little money with the fine folks there in
So
Las
was it
Vegas.
great?
Well, you got to take the good with the bad, Pledge, and I tell people all the time it's funny because and even I'm guilty of it. You go up there and you expect to win every time. You just expect to win, and if you don't win, you're pissed off. And, well, that's the way that it goes. This time I did not win. I left some money. Those casino hotels, they need the money. They need it. I mean, they're so big. They've got so many employees. They got to, pay the light bill and all of that stuff.
And they leave the lights on.
I feel sorry for them sometimes, Pledge, so you got to leave them a little money and hope that they're going to be okay.
I mean, they leave the lights on all day and night, so it feels a little wasteful at times.
Well, I wish they would turn them off occasionally to get my, dumb butt to bed at a decent hour. That would be nice. But they didn't. Look, I love Las Vegas. I will always love Las Vegas. I don't care if San Antonio got casino gambling or not. I'd probably still make a trip or two a year out to Las Vegas. It is just that much fun. I got to tell you, though, and it reminded me because Jacob Eric on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says Barrios with the performance of a payaso. And we talked about this on Friday. If you weren't here, apparently Barrios called Ryan Garcia a payaso. And we're going over the correct pronunciations of this thing, and it means clown. We found that out. We went through a whole, session of trying to figure this out. Well, on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, I believe it was, on X or Twitter or whatever the hell we're calling this thing now, I get a message from one of our listeners. I don't know his name, but he says, yesterday, riding with my 9-year-old daughter, listening to Jason Minix and Joe Reinagle, and suddenly the word payaso came up. And this young lady, this 9-year-old young lady, I guess got a case. If she quotes me word for word, she even said my name pretty damn good. I'm going to tell you that. I was very impressed by that. And so I just, I don't know. There's some things that happen at work that are just better than others. When I see stuff like that, and I really appreciate him sending that in, and I hope that young lady is listening to us on a regular basis, and we can entertain her, I guess as much as we did on Friday. But it was interesting how you get clips of things where people will come up to you at the Roo Pub or wherever and say, yeah, man, I loved it when you guys said this. And I mean, sometimes you got to think back and say, wait a minute, what? but this kind of stuff I like because, look, I know and I appreciate all the regular listeners to this program, whether you're doing that on radio or however you're doing it, San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. But when you get somebody like that I obviously was entertained at least for that segment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the rest of the show. She might not have been entertained by that, but I'm just saying, the payaso.
Payaso.
Dude, I will try. Payaso. So anyway, it was actually Barrios who looked more like the payaso in the ring on Saturday night than Ryan Garcia did.
Did you notice she also said something else in that video?
What'd she say?
She called you a güero.
Well, that's a fact. That is an absolute fact.
I was like, I wonder.
She's explaining this, it sounds like. Now, only see video of her, but she's explaining this to what I think is her mother.
Sure.
And her mother obviously didn't hear it live, so she's explaining it to her mother. So anyway, it was fun. And I like getting stuff like that. I really do, because it just kind of, if you're entertaining a 9-year-old, well, I mean, what else can you want? I mean, you got all these old guys and that listen to us, and middle-aged women. I don't know. I don't know. I'm about to get in trouble here, but and we appreciate it. Honestly, appreciate it. But it was kind of cool to see that 9-year-old just telling her mom what she had heard on the radio. And
it's easy to entertain the people that work on the same brain level that you do.
Exactly right. Well, I was telling my wife, and I was I was showing her the video, and it's like I'm trying to think. Okay, what else did we talk about in that segment? Guy, I hope we didn't talk about unplug it, baby, or something. And in that point in time,
Unplug it, baby.
So I'm trying to think back on. Oh no, what else did we do? So anyway, she didn't explain anything else to her mother, so I guess that's a good thing, and I appreciate it. But
you just got to quit that.
Young lady, I don't know your name, but we certainly appreciate you and your dad listening in to the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star. Again, a very successful trip, and the folks with the Zone seem to be happy with what we did there, so apparently there could be others happening at some point in time in the future, and we will certainly keep you posted. It was a different coverage, I guess, for me. A different thing because, gosh, I've been to NBA Finals, World Series, Super Bowls, all of that, and that's very structured kind of thing. This wasn't structured by any stretch of the imagination, but again, it was DAZN's first time to do this, and they want to continue to do it. So, and I don't know, but you guys tell me. I'm assuming Pledge the Rue Pub, the picture would look great.
Oh.
It was great, right? So where and I've heard other people that had the app and watched it, and there was no technical problems at all.
Not during the fight, no.
Yeah, so that was fan. And the fight before was the best fight of the night. I don't know if you saw that one.
All of the undercards were great.
Well, the one right before the Barios Garcia fight was fantastic. And went right down to the wire, and it was fun. So love boxing, love to see that stuff, and I hope that I hope that makes a major comeback. I really do. And boxing fans will always be boxing fans. That's what I am. UFC, I'll watch it. I'm just not really into it the way that I am boxing. So maybe I'm showing my age a little bit because I've been a boxing fan for a long, long time. You know what else I am, Pledge, is a Spurs fan. And I tell you what, the San Antonio Spurs on an 8-game winning streak right now. We knew they'd beat Sacramento. They whacked the Suns. They win both of those games in Austin. They're undefeated for the month of February. The Rodeo Road Trip, they're undefeated. Tonight, however, they have a test against the number 1 seed currently in the Eastern Conference in the Detroit Pistons, and a guy that's getting a lot of talk for MVP in Cade Cunningham. It is going to be a game. I've had this one circled here for at least a month, and I couldn't wait for it. I'm glad the Spurs took care of business, although I think they let the Kings score a little too many points for my taste in that thing because they really don't have anybody, and they're trying to tank. Having said that, they got the W, got their 8th in a row, and now the test comes tonight. And think about this before we get into it. The Pistons have the Spurs tonight. And then Wednesday, they have OKC. So they got the Spurs and Oklahoma City back-to-back. So a tough little stretch for the Detroit Pistons. We'll see just how good they are. We're talking Spurs basketball. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. Now through Monday, save up to 60% on top brands at Mattress Firm with queens from $189.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Get ready to refresh your routine. Ulta's 21 Plus Days of Beauty event is back starting March 6th. Over 250 beauty steals at 50% off. Find everything you need for the season. Keep an eye out for 50% off daily beauty steals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Billie Eilish. Score weekly beauty steals from your faves like Tarte and Live Tinted. Plus, say hello to Just Drop products from Rare Beauty and Natasha Denona. Plan your haul now on Ulta.com. Your spring reset awaits while supplies last. Conditions apply. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs were back on the road in Detroit. How did our boys do out in the Motor City?
A lot of underwear to talk about. That's right. We got the Combine coming up this week. We'll look at who's going and who's going to get drafted. Lots to talk about. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back here on a Melo Monday, a Melo Mushroom Monday. We do have a $50 gift card we're going to give away at some point in time during this fine broadcast. We'll get that done at some point in time. $50 to Melo Mushroom. Always a good thing and a good time. I'm Joe Reinigle. Jason Minix is not here today. He's taking the day off. James Pledger is, however. He's in the glass box of fun, pushing the buttons and doing those things. And again, it's been a long time that I've really – look, I watch Spurs games a lot, but I really am looking forward to sitting down and watching this game. My only thing that kind of irritates the hell out of me is the fact that this game tips off about between 6 o'clock and 6:10. I'm gonna have to haul ass home and get there in time. But it should be a great matchup. Should be a great game, and I think a real test for both of these teams. Look, Detroit's in the Eastern Conference. That's, well, we all know. It's a much easier conference. But they're going to be tested over the next two games, starting with tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. And I think it's a good measuring stick point for the Spurs as well. I mean, 8 games in a row they've won. Detroit's won 5 in a row at this point right now. Detroit's record is a little bit better, but I'd take that with a grain of salt because, again, you're playing in the Eastern Conference. Detroit's at 42-13. Spurs are 40-16. This game, and I'm happy, and I think, and I didn't see any of the game against Sacramento, truth be told, on Saturday night, but I just seeing the highlights and reading the recaps, I think the Spurs were looking ahead a little bit. I mean, defensively, they didn't play well at all. But the Spurs scored a lot of points. They were going to outscore this team, and I don't think there was ever any indication. But it looked at times, as I'm checking the scores, that it was a little closer than I thought it would be. They get the win, and that's really all that matters. So that's what happens. But I think it's just human nature sometimes. Look, the Spurs have got that game circled. I promise you. They do, and they knew a Sacramento team was coming into Austin that's already clearly tanking and is going to get a lot of balls in the hopper when push comes to shove and when we have our NBA draft lottery. So they're tanking, and I'm glad the Spurs took care of business. But, again, if you can't get up for this game as a Spurs player or a Pistons player for that matter, you're in the wrong business. Because two of the young upcoming teams that just are playing great basketball. It's interesting because, I always check this. So the line on this thing, depending on where you go, is either 1 or 1.5. Detroit favored in both instances. So take that for however you want to take that. But it's going to be interesting to see how Detroit defends or tries to defend one Victor Wembanyama. Again, when you don't see a team, and the Spurs or the Pistons have not seen the other all season long, they're going to see them pretty quickly tonight and then back here in San Antonio, I think in a couple of weeks or 10 days, something like that. It comes up pretty quick, and they're right back at it. So they'll kind of get a little more familiar, but neither one of these teams, other than what they see on film, know each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how each defends the other. Cade Cunningham for the Pistons is playing lights-out basketball. I mean, simply lights-out basketball. He is. We all know Wemby is as well. Steph Castle's playing good basketball too. So this should be a great game, and I am looking forward to it. It's one of those that I've been talking about for 2 weeks now, and I just cannot wait to figure out and see exactly how this thing turns out tonight and how both teams perform. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything in the long run other than the Spurs can extend their streak to 9 games or the Pistons can extend their streak to 6 games and obviously snap the other. So, and I think in a situation like this, we could all have a dream scenario of saying, hey, this could be a finals preview. And it could be. It could very well be. Both of those teams are so young, however, that it would be fascinating to see it. I just don't know if both teams get there or if either team gets there. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But, I like Detroit's chances better, honestly, than I do the Spurs. And that's simply not a knock on the Spurs. That's simply a knock on the Eastern Conference. I mean, think about it. Now, Boston is playing so much better than anybody thought they would play without Jason Tatum. That's why Jaylen Brown is getting so much attention as MVP because he's really led that team. Derek White has played well also. But the East is just it's weak. We all know that. There's a couple, 2, 3, 4 good teams, and that's about it, where the West is stacked, completely stacked. We all know about OKC. The Spurs are playing well. You've got Houston up and down. Denver, I'm not sure if they'll ever get their stuff together, but they've been really inconsistent lately. I wouldn't count out a Minnesota team. And there's a lot of good teams in the Western Conference. And so it's going to be easier, I think, for the Pistons to roll through the East than it will be for the Spurs to roll through the West. Having said that, if they do roll through the West, you're going to be battle-tested when you get to the NBA Finals, and you're going to be in pretty good shape. So, obviously, that's the hope with every Spurs fan. And, well, we'll see. I promise you, though, my phone will be off when I leave this radio station until that game is over because I cannot wait to watch it. And I hope it lives up to the hype. Yeah, you get some games like this sometimes that, they just don't. And one team or the other is just a little bit better on that night. and it doesn't live up to the hype. I think this one will, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I will have something on it. I just don't know. I want to see if that line moves anymore. But 1.5, depending on where you look and who you are putting your money down with. That's what it depends. I think ESPN bet had it at 1.5, if I'm not mistaken, earlier today. My app has it at 1. So it just depends on where you're going and who you're going with. So, boy, it's going to be interesting. Are you guys excited about this game? As excited as I am about this game? I mean, my goodness. This is one of those February matchups that you look at and you say, man, this is it. The Spurs have some tough ones coming up from the East. We mentioned the Boston Celtics playing well. I know the Spurs have them on the schedule coming up. Another game with Detroit. So that home stretch toward the playoffs obviously is going to get a little bit more difficult. But you got to love the way the Spurs are taking care of business against teams that they should take care of business against. So the Sacramento Kings, without Devin Booker 2 nights before that, they knock off the Phoenix Suns. Now we hear that Devin Booker's out 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously broke his hand in that game against the Spurs. And so he's out 4 to 6 weeks, and that's certainly going to hurt the Phoenix Suns. We'll see how quickly he can get back. But I love this thing. I was watching ESPN pretty much all morning this morning. And that was the highlight of the morning on ESPN. It was a highlight of the morning. I mean, everybody's talking about this game and just, I mean, my goodness. Everybody's excited about it. They want to see these two young teams and see just how good they are because, again, this is a test for both of these squads, and I can't wait. Now, Victor Wembanyama obviously is a competitor, and he likes to win at everything he does. And I know a lot of y'all didn't like the whole, after game, what do you call it, ritual, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, post-game celebration.
Post-game celebration that they took that up to Austin. But, again, it was a home game. They had 2 home games there. So Wemby's banging his drum and having a good time and entertaining the fans. It's what he does. Well, he was also interviewed after that game, right after the game. And apparently Wemby had a couple of dunks that were highlight reel dunks in that particular game. And he was asked if, he might want to save one of those for the dunk contest.
I'm surprised we didn't see you in the dunk contest. You've been working on that double pump?
I mean, I'll be in the dunk contest one day.
There, mark that down.
If I can get that on, mark that down. Goodness sakes. Do you honestly think Wemby would ever be in the dunk contest?
Yeah.
I don't. And I don't think Mitch Johnson or R.C. Buford or anybody would allow him to be in the dunk contest.
Why?
Well, because you don't want a guy like that to get hurt doing dunks like that. Now, in a game situation, it's a little bit different. I don't know. I mean, maybe he will, and it's Wemby. I mean, I'm sure if he said, I'm going to do it, they'd say, oh, okay. And he would do it. But I don't know. I just don't think he ever will.
He already saved the All-Star game. Time for the dunk contest.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that he would. He certainly, I don't know if Wemby couldn't, jump over a guy or jump over a car. I mean, the guy doesn't have to jump very high to dunk anyway, as it is. So I'm not sure exactly what he would do, but Guillermo on our YouTube page says you'd have to raise the rim another 5 feet to make it entertaining for Wemby. But
I don't know what he'd do either, but I know it'd be something I've never seen before.
Well, obviously. Here's the thing, and I'd have to think back, and I can't think that far back, but there's never been a dude, never been a 7-foot guy in the dunk contest.
Dwight Howard won it.
Dwight Howard did?
Yeah, he won it.
Okay. Well, there you go. How tall was Howard? 7 foot?
7'1".
7'1". See, that's all Dwight Howard could do. And I was always, and not to get off on a tangent, I was always critical of Dwight. If he would have just developed some sort of a jump shot, I think he would have gone down as one of the greatest centers in NBA history. The guy was a bully and a bull inside, but he just never could develop an outside jumper, and that was a problem for him for sure. Guillermo says Wemby can dunk over Shaq. Maybe. See Shaquille O'Neal on the bobsled the other day?
I did.
Oh, my gosh. I really felt sorry for the dude that had to lay on top of him.
Ralph Sampson did it at 7'4".
Did he? Well, okay. Well, there you go. See, a lot more 7-footers than not. I just remember guys like, didn't like Muggsy Bogues win that thing or something? What was he, like 4'3"?
Mac McClung.
Yeah, so.
D. Brown.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. So stay tuned. We'll have to see if Wemby is in the dunk contest coming to an arena near you in the very near future. Again, we'll talk more Spurs basketball. If you've got anything to say, there are several ways to do that. Again, on the phone lines, the old-fashioned way, 656-3776, 656-ESPN, on Twitter at Joe Reinigle 210, or you go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, and you can like and subscribe while you're there, but you can also comment and make your voice heard there as well. The other thing that happened today, or just started today, is what is fondly known as the Underwear Olympics. Now, what I like about the Underwear Olympics, the NFL Combine, is that
underwear?
No, not necessarily. But you got everybody's there. Everybody's there. Stephen Jones there today. Jerry, I'm sure if he's not there already, will be soon. Agents are there, and deals get done. In fact, the Cowboys got a deal done over the weekend, and it sounds like they're working on another. We'll talk about that. We'll hear from Stephen Jones as well. The Underwear Olympics, NFL Combine, next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, Joel, it's my favorite time of the year. It's rodeo time, and I've got the best quarter moon marketing idea ever. It's all about branding, so I've got this. It's called a branding iron.
Folks, you don't need a branding iron to remember Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon has the expertise, local talent, and fast, reliable service.
So how does the branding iron work?
Well, are those new pants?
Yes, why?
Turn around.
Turn around my...
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number M16004. TACLA 141074E.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Progressive presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, the true crime podcaster you listen to during a long haul. Yes, you may never look at a pair of pliers the same way again, or your spouse using pliers. But boy, you were entertained. Thanks, hero. Another thing that can keep truckers going, Progressive Truck Insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. $2 million limit is not available in all states.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, PPL Motorhomes, and Encira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
You know, I just got a one of those, things that pop up on your computer. Kind of I don't know, what do you call those things, Pledge? It's like a pop-up, yeah, but it gives you info, right? So apparently Sydney Sweeney has cut off ties with her ex-fiancé. I guess they were in business together, and now they are no longer in business. And I only bring that up because my wife calls me last night. She's in Houston with her daughter, and they watched the movie The Housemaid. Have you seen that movie, Pledge?
No.
I haven't seen it either, but apparently it's Sydney Sweeney's newest movie.
Yeah.
She said there's some, scenes in there that I would like. So I can only assume that means naked Sydney Sweeney, half naked Sydney Sweeney.
It's okay.
And I can't remember the other girl that's in there, but I mean, she's not unfortunate looking. But it looks like a good movie. Looks like one of those crazy, things. So I don't know if anybody's seen that thing. Give me I need a movie to watch after the game tonight. Who knows? But you let me know. It's funny that I was thinking about that, and then that little deal popped up. Big Brother's watching, is he not? I'm just sitting here thinking about The Housemaid, the movie, and then all of a sudden a little thing for Sydney Sweeney. Yeah,
watch where you're...
A little thing for Sydney Sweeney popped up. I'm just like,
just
I'm like,
choose
wow.
your lyrics carefully.
Okay, yeah, so I got to be careful with that, huh?
Otherwise, you'll end up saying something like this.
I'd like to see it up close. Yes. He may not want us to touch it, though. He may not. I think we were talking about a belt, weren't we?
There was a belt involved, yes.
Yes, there was. There was. I want to touch it. Good to have you here on a Monday afternoon. It is a Melo Monday, by the way. A Melo Mushroom gift card, $50 worth. We're going to give that away here coming up pretty soon, probably. I won't make you wait too much longer, but not right now. We'll do that at some point in time. Now, the NFL Combine today it starts now. I think it runs, the next 10 days or so, something like that. But, look, along with the prospects that are there, a lot of deals get done during this point in time of the season because everybody kind of gathers in Indianapolis. Everybody has dinner together, drinks together, and you get stuff done. That's just kind of the way it is, and it's kind of the way that it's always been. Now, they didn't have to go to the Combine to get this done, but the Cowboys did agree to terms on a 3-year, $24 million contract extension with running back Javonte Williams. So Williams is coming back to the Dallas Cowboys on what I would think is a pretty team-friendly deal. $8 million a year for a running back, that's about right, I guess. I mean, you got to give him something. $16 million of that is guaranteed. So Javonte Williams is in. Jerry got a deal done, and he got it done early. So you've got your running back situation figured out already. Next, Brandon Aubrey. The kicker. Now, where we just talked about Javonte Williams getting an $8 million per year contract, Brandon Aubrey, I've seen numbers that his could be right there. $7-8 million a year for a Brandon Aubrey. Now, here's the question, and I know Brandon Aubrey's a great kicker, perhaps arguably the best kicker in the NFL. Do you pay a kicker that much money? I'm asking. I'm throwing it out there. Do you pay a kicker that much money? Is any kicker worth that much money? Now, I guess it's Butker with the Kansas City Chiefs, who is kind of the leader in the clubhouse, if you will, as far as the amount of money that he does, and another solid kicker. Now, I've heard arguments both ways on this. Obviously, with the leg that Aubrey has, with the 60-yard plus field goals he can kick, it gives the Cowboys a lot of flexibility when drives stall, and you're still got a long way to go. But is that worth $7 to $8 million a year to keep a Brandon Aubrey? Now, keep in mind, Aubrey is a restricted free agent, so the Cowboys, obviously hold the cards there, and they've got everything in place. They can match any deal, or they can put what's called a tender on Brandon Aubrey. And if they do that, now, I think there's a couple of different kinds of tenders, but one of them, the one that I like, is if by some chance somebody offers Aubrey a lot of money, Cowboys don't want to pay that, well, that team's also got to give up a draft pick. So it's an interesting thing, and I think that's what they'll end up doing with Aubrey and still try and work out a deal. Now, Stephen Jones to the Dallas Morning News this morning said that they have exchanged offers, and the goal is to get him signed. We'll tender before the deadline if that's what we have to decide. So that's what he told Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News before they went out to Indianapolis. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now, he also talked about it today because there was a media scrum about the extension of Javonte Williams, Brandon Aubrey, and then, some dude named George Pickens.
I mean, obviously, we just finished up Javonte. He'd been in talks with Aubrey for, even before the season started. So, that's been a journey. And but we hadn't been able to get to, a point where we can all agree. So, hadn't gotten done, but we'd love to get him done. And then Pickens, of course, leaning toward the franchise tag. We'll finalize that here over the coming week or 10 days, and then we'll go from there.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Now, going back to Aubrey, I don't know, does that concern anybody, the way Stephen Jones said that? We've talked. We just haven't yet been able to come up with a number yet that everybody can agree on. And obviously that happens. I mean, it's a negotiation, and it's all of those kind of things. But what is Brandon Aubrey looking for? Who knows? Now, again, I saw a report that had it in the $7 to $8 million a year range. For a kicker, I don't care how good they are. That's a lot of money for a kicker.
But you have to think about it, especially over the last few years. How many times did that offense just stop around midfield and settle for a Brandon Aubrey 50, 60-yard field goal?
I get all of that. And yes, he's a great weapon. And he can kick the snot out of the ball, right, from 60, 70 yards out. I get all of that. But if you're sitting here and you're the Cowboys and you're telling me how great that offense is and how many points they're going to put up on the board and up and down the field, and all you really have to do is fix that defense, then do you really need a guy that's going to bail you out if you get stopped at the 50-yard line? And how many times is that going to happen? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, playing devil's advocate. I like Brandon Aubrey. He's a fine kicker. I get that. I just can't see paying a kicker. Not Aubrey. Did I? I might have. It's possible. It is possible. To me, paying a kicker that much money is just, man, that's really over the top when there's so many kickers out there. Now, granted, Aubrey is one of those guys who's pretty automatic regardless of where he's kicking it from. And when he misses one, you're like, oh, man, that never happens, because it usually does not happen. Now, on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, Neff Ozuna says, yes, he is worth it, in all caps, and several exclamation points. So I would say that's a vote for paying Aubrey, whatever Aubrey is going to command, or at least thereabouts. So it's interesting to see what happens. Now, Stephen talked about a lot of things. One of those scrums with the Dallas media today. And so he wanted to make clear, because it sounded very much like this is a done deal. The tag is going to go on George Pickens. That's going to happen over the next 7 days or before the March 3rd deadline for sure. But then what happens? Well, Stephen Jones said today that it doesn't prohibit off-season talks.
It crosses your mind. I mean, a lot of guys who we've tagged, participated in everything. Dak leading the way. He played under two of them, so he never missed anything. Hopefully that'll be the case here.
Would it be advantageous to get it done before July? I'm talking about Pickens.
I wouldn't put any time frame.
But considering
once you have a tag, and we know George is going to be here, and that's where we are.
Is there a downside to the tag, whether it's $28 million or whatever the number is?
Nope.
Is it flatly?
We know what it is.
So you can still shop and do everything.
We can do everything we need to do.
Yeah.
Very interesting what Stephen Jones just said there, that he's going to be on the tag, so they expect him. He's going to be getting $28 million, fully guaranteed $28 million on the tag. Cowboys expect him to show up to work. There's been a lot of talk that Pickens might not like the franchise tag and he might not show up. He might do something dumb and not show up. It's interesting, and Pledge and I were talking about it earlier, and I think I mentioned this on the air Friday if you were with us. If not, let me just rehash it. But I'm talking to, right next to us at Radio Row there in Las Vegas, was the Las Vegas Sports Talk Radio, Q Myers, who Jason and Pledge know very well. I've only since met him maybe 2 years ago, so I don't know him all that well, but he's a hell of a guy. And he knows what's going on there in Las Vegas. And obviously we were talking about Max Crosby. There was a report on Friday that said Max Crosby perhaps and some sort of draft pick for George Pickens and some sort of draft pick. And Q's response was, first and foremost, he doesn't think Crosby's going anywhere. He said he thinks that Crosby is going to, he's blowing some smoke now, but that he'll be there when push comes to shove. And I said, well, man, you guys, the Raiders could certainly use a wide receiver. And he didn't even hesitate. Said, I don't want any part of that guy. I don't want those kind of problems. Whether that's fair or not, and I don't think it is necessarily fair, but that's the reputation of one George Pickens. And I've been saying this for some time, and I know our good friend R.J. Ochoa, I think even Jason Minix, although I won't speak for him. I'll let him do that tomorrow. I'll ask him the question. But once you give this guy big money, is he going to be the same guy that he was this past year? And it's almost unfair to me to speculate and say, well, he's going to be a problem, or he might be a problem, or Q saying, I don't want any part of those kind of problems. All of those things are in play because, Pickens had that reputation in Pittsburgh. And look, Mike Tomlin thought he had no choice but to get what he could from the Dallas Cowboys and send him packing. And that's what they did. So, having said all of that, playing on the franchise tag, it sounds like Stephen Jones, the Jones family's already made up its mind that they are going to place the franchise tag on Pickens, and he's going to play under that tag for the upcoming football season. Now, again, there's a lot of arguments there. Well, if he has another fine year and you want to sign him after that, you can franchise tag him again. But if you want to sign him to a long-term deal after that, it's going to be more expensive. But it sounds like the Cowboys have their mind made up. There was a report that came out, I think it was over this past weekend, that Pickens was looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 million. Which you say doesn't sound too bad. He would still be below CD Lamb, which CD can say whatever he wants to, but I think, I don't know. I just see a problem there, potentially. You're paying a guy $28 million when you could pay him $30 per year, although there is some guaranteed money, and then you're stuck with him for 3 or 4 years too. So I say all of this to think, and just listening to Stephen Jones, I honestly believe that Stephen Jones, the Jones family, want another year out of George Pickens. I think they do, and I think they want to see exactly what he is and can he be that guy again this next year, and see what kind of problems there are, if any. So I think that's what they're going to do. Stephen was also asked, how do you improve this roster? Everybody and their mother knows that defense is awful. Would the Cowboys be willing to use trades to improve their roster?
It's tough to predict. We're certainly open-minded to it. Always open-minded to trading, and the right guy fit, and if it's the perfect fit, then we would certainly look at it and see if it worked in with what we're trying to get accomplished.
So trade's not out of the picture, but again, Stephen Jones is not going to give us anything other than the obligatory, if there's somebody out there we really love, then, we'll do it. I don't see the Cowboys making a blockbuster trade like, for example, a Max Crosby. I just don't see them doing that. Will they do something else, maybe smaller? How about trying to get a second or a third-round pick by trading one of your first-round picks, maybe moving back in the draft? I don't know. They've got some options, that's for sure, but it's going to be interesting to see. Again, the urgent goal for this Cowboys football team, now that they've got their running back in fold, and then Pickens another deal, obviously, but now that the offense is pretty well set and will be, because the Cowboys expect George Pickens to be there, whether he's got a long-term extension or whether he plays under the tag. Again, the plan, according to Stephen Jones, is to fix that defense.
We want to fix this defense, and we feel really good about the offensive side of the ball now that we got Javonte done and we know we'll have George back. So we feel really good about that side of the ball. I think this is obviously, we spent a lot of time on it already in the offseason, revamping the defensive coaching staff, and now we'll take the next steps, which are to improve the personnel on that side of the ball.
Interesting. You got trades. He just addressed that. What about free agents? How are you going to approach the free agent market when it comes down to what happens this year?
Look different every year. Some years we do it different, a little different than others. And, every year is different. A lot of that will depend on what's out there and the value that we think is there. And we'll make decisions based on that. But, yeah, we certainly think we'll end up being involved in free agency this year.
Was there any impact at all on you guys from what, New England did in the offseason last year in Seattle, and they end up both being the two teams that are in the Super Bowl?
All that says to me is it can be done. Who would have ever thought, not to anyway, take anything away. It's all props to them for what they accomplished, both teams. But it just shows you can, really make big jumps in any given year if you get the right, get the right culture, the right mojo going, good things can happen. And, we've got a lot of really good players on this team. We've got a really good offense in place. We've got a lot of good players on defense. Do we need more? Absolutely. But we do have some really good pieces on the defensive side of the ball. And, Christian was the first to say that when he was interviewing some of the guys he really, really liked on the defensive side of the ball. And he'll also tell you there's places where we really need help. So, that'll be something we look at.
Well, it's going to be an outstanding, interesting, all of the adjectives you want to use offseason for the Cowboys and how they try and fix that defense. Look, signing Javonte Williams today, they got that done. The Christian Parker hire. These are a couple of things that pop up when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and you say, they really are trying different approaches. They're going to get George Pickens under the franchise tag, and then who knows what's going to happen after that. It could be anything from making him play on that tag to trading him or working out a long-term extension for him. So a lot of options there, but the Cowboys just seem to be doing something different. Even after a while, even the stubbornest of stubborn people, Jerry Jones, finally get it to the point where what I'm doing ain't working. Let's go this way and try to get it done. Or somebody suggested that to him or whatever it is. But so far with these first two moves, with the Christian Parker defensive coordinator hire and now Javonte Williams already getting his extension, his new contract, 3 years, $24 million, $16 million of which is guaranteed. All things different for this Dallas Cowboys football team. We'll see who's next if it's Brandon Aubrey. We do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Pledge whipped that up pretty quick. It's simply, if it costs $7 to $8+ million for the year for a Brandon Aubrey extension, should the Cowboys do that? Well, right now, only a handful of votes, but the yeses have it at 67% to 33%. We'll see how that plays out. So go over to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and vote in the poll. Do you want Brandon Aubrey, even if it costs you an arm and his leg? Who knows? I think I voted no. But I don't know that I would be really just, on a rant if they did it. So we'll see what Jerry and company do. By the way, the Falcons are going to tag their tight end, Kyle Pitts. That was announced today as well. 1 year, $15 million for Kyle Pitts. So it looks like he's going to hang around Atlanta unless they decide to do something else with him in the trade market. So a lot happening, but it all starts today at the Combine because that's where deals get done. Most deals that happen get done at the Combine after a few drinks, dinner, whatever. They're all there, and they all are willing to talk, including all the agents are typically there. You know what was funny, Pledge? The Jacksonville Jaguars are not going to the Combine, not sending anybody to the Combine.
Well, they've got the wonder kid, Mr. James Gladstone.
I'm just saying that I find that interesting, but it might tell you how some teams feel about the NFL Combine. Mendoza is not going to throw at the Combine. He's going to wait till his pro day. And a lot of quarterbacks do that. So now Ty Simpson said he would throw. So it's your preference, I guess. But
when it comes down to, you have something that you need to prove to improve your stock, or do you have something to lose to where you can just be like, nope, I'm good?
Well, I don't think Fernando has anything to worry about because I think he is going to go number one to the Las Vegas Raiders. So,
but horrible pro day, or not pro day, but Combine performance could at least call that into question.
Well, it could. You know what's funny about that? And I know we're up against it. We got to get to a break. But what's funny about that is I heard somebody, and it made sense to me, that a lot of these teams that are interested in players, and obviously not the number one draft pick, but just I don't know, throw out a corner. Team X is interested in this guy, and secretly they're hoping that he bombs. He has the worst 40 time he's ever had in his life. So nobody else is thinking about that dude, and you can snag him. I thought that's interesting. So there's a lot in play when it comes to these things than meets the eye.
Ton of misinformation going into these final months of the season.
Isn't that the truth, man? Oh, that guy's a problem. He's horrible. Drinks beer.
He doesn't listen to his mama.
He doesn't. He's smoking and drinking with Luca. That's what he's doing. It's nuts. Dude, I got to tell you, in the headline Blitz today, there is a story that almost made me cry, Pledge. And I mean just kind of touched the old heartstrings.
Micah Parsons coming back to Dallas?
No, he's not. And I would cry about that, but it wouldn't be tears of joy. There would be other things. This is a crazy story. It involves an eagle and a puppy. We're talking about it. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the United States, congratulations. They are gold medal winners in men's hockey. Women, too, of course, but it was the men who won the gold medal in men's hockey. First one since the Miracle on Ice back in 1980. The U.S. beats Canada 2-1 in overtime yesterday. By the way, the United States also made history in Milan, winning 12 gold medals, their most ever in the Winter Olympics. Congrats.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Monday out there. Whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix, he's got the day off today, recovering a little bit from a big party weekend in Phoenix. A lot of concerts he went to. Looked like he had a good time from his social media posts, so happy about that. Jason will be back with us tomorrow here on the Blitz. So thanks for hanging out with me and James Pledger as we get you through today. It is a Melo Monday, by the way. And so we will be giving away a $50 gift card to Melo Mushroom at some point in time. I just can't tell you when. That wouldn't be fair. Would it be? I mean, I couldn't say, well, we'll do it at, I don't know, 6:05.
I mean, it depends what you deem fair. Do you deem fairness as in you're either listening or you're not? Or do you deem fairness in,
listening or not?
I'm paying attention.
Listening or not, because you see, people should listen to the show.
No, I get that.
4 hours a day, 5 days a week. I mean, they should.
They should.
They really should, because you learn a lot. Like Payaso. I mean, that was a lot of fun. Payaso. Yeah. And, sometimes Minix acts like a payaso. He has that ability. Oh, man, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun in Vegas over the weekend for sure. Just being involved in what DAZN was doing and how they were doing it. I just wish it would have turned out a little bit better for our hometown guy, Mario Barios, who just
bleep the bed.
He just looked, completely lost. I mean, he really did. I don't know how else to describe that, and it was just he was lost.
He got worked for 10+ rounds.
Well, and not just worked. I mean, he got knocked down with the second punch. That in the first round, he got knocked down. I didn't look at that too bad though. He's hit him on the top of the head, and so and he got right back up, and it wasn't too bad. But I'm just like, after that, it's like he just could not figure Ryan Garcia out at all. Just couldn't figure him out. Didn't know what he was doing or what he was coming with, and he just really looked confused. So that could be part Mario Barrios or part of his corner. I mean, do you not have this guy ready, or is Ryan Garcia just that much better? And in a different class of boxer than Mario Barrios. Still want to know what you guys thought about that. If you watched the fight on Saturday night on DAZN, let me know. If you're on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you can like and subscribe, and you can comment there. You can do it the old-fashioned way. 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can call in the old-fashioned way and give me your opinion of what you think went wrong with one Mario Barrios.
He accepted the Ryan Garcia fight.
Well, maybe that's true, but you got to defend your title, right? And then but Garcia,
I don't know. Boxing has a long history of people ducking people.
Well, this is true. You could have taken, I guess, some
tomato cans.
Some tomato cans, yeah, and just kept going. But the last two fights for Barrios obviously ended in a draw. And I know Manny Pacquiao once was a great fighter. I'm not sure Manny Pacquiao at 40-something is that great of a fighter anymore. And so maybe that should have told all of us something who really thought that Garcia or Barrios would have a shot to win that fight. Because I really thought he would have a chance. After about the third round, Pledge, I'll be honest with you. I said, this dude has no chance.
Yeah, I checked out.
He has no chance.
I checked out really
it was
early
like
in that fight.
No chance at all. Hey, let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Okay, dude, I got to tell you about this because get your Kleenex out. Now, Pledge is making fun of me during the break. So did you get AI'd again? Maybe. Maybe I did. I don't know. It looks real to me, but I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees here. There was a story. Now, I know this happens because I've heard the horror stories of little puppies and small dogs in backyards in Montana or wherever the hell you're at, and an eagle swoops right down and grabs them and takes them off, and it's lunch. And it's very sad, obviously, because you don't want that to happen to your best friend. But apparently this happened. Now, I'm going to find the story, and I read it today because it really had me kind of, I don't know, not teary. Yeah, kind of teary-eyed, because the outcome of this story is such that I wasn't expecting. But this eagle grabs this puppy. Now, this family just gotten this puppy, and the eagle swoops down, grabs the puppy, and off they go. Well, you got neighbors out searching all over the place for this dog, or looking for a carcass or something, I don't know, just to see what happened to it. And they found the eagle nest. And as they're looking up there, they see moving around. Well, the puppy's up there in the nest. And doesn't look like they're eating him. And so the puppy's just sitting up there. Well, turns out the eagle had like 3 chicks in there as well, and the puppy's kind of wrestling around, and they're playing with the chicks. Now they got a wildlife guy who said this is very unusual, but it happens sometimes, where obviously this mama eagle had just given birth to these chicks because they weren't that old, and by some sort of smell, or I don't know how he described it, thought that this puppy was one of her chicks. So when she swooped down, grabbed the puppy, took it, she thought it was part of the family. And so this dog's just sitting up there in this nest for like 2 weeks before they were finally able to retrieve it. So it's a happy ending. The family gets the thing back. The dog got to live in a nest for 2 weeks. And everybody's happy, Pledge. Are you buying it?
2 weeks?
It was weak. I don't know.
What did it eat?
It ate fish. Whatever Mama was bringing back. Rodents, fish, whatever the hell. I don't know. What I'm saying, where did he pee and poop? I mean,
that too.
Yeah, that nest is not that big. Now, I'm not proclaiming this to be all legit, but it made me teary-eyed to an extent.
Just a big old softie.
Well, I am. That's kind of the way that it goes. But I don't know. Interesting story to me, because I was not expecting that, and that could be all part of the shtick, where they kind of hook you in and get you going. But I just thought it was interesting.
The internet has jaded me. I have to confirm everything.
I guess so. Well, a story like that, it's not national security, so I'm okay with it.
It might be. I don't know.
I don't think.
What if that's the answer to a Pentagon test?
What, a dog living with an eagle and its chicks? For 2 weeks, eating rodents and fish.
Not pooping.
Media Bar Productions says sounds fishy. It very well could be, but it sucked me in, all right? So it was my entertainment for today, and you're welcome that I got to share it with you. So there you go. So everybody that's in your car bawling your head off right now, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, well, yes. All right. Dude, this happens more and more often. There is a story about a 5-year-old birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese where 2 guys went in the bathroom and started fighting. And that fight kind of trickled out into the main area there at Chuck E. Cheese. And one guy, he had a broken eye socket. They both got arrested. But, I mean, come on, parents, for goodness sake. You see this stuff happen at baseball games and basketball games where the parents get all out of hand and all of that stuff. It's ridiculous.
I'm just glad this story went in that direction instead of the other.
Well,
I heard 2 grown men going to Chuck E. Cheese in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, not again.
Well, wait a minute. Has this happened before? Is Chuck E. Cheese like a pickup spot or what?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just wondering. The way you said it, I thought you knew, Pledge. Sounded like you had some info there.
It's usually not great.
No? Unbelievable. And real quick, because we got to take a break. Charles Barkley says there are no aliens. And he says that because we've been here 250 years and we haven't seen one yet.
I mean, I see one on the basketball
court
every couple of days.
Poo-pooing the whole alien thing. Well, He's a human alien.
Is he human?
He's not a phone home. What's that?
Are we sure about that? E.T.?
Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. You know, like the eagle and the puppy, and Pledge, that had to tug at your heartstrings.
No, I immediately started questioning it.
Gosh, I just thought it was a great story.
I'm jaded. I told you, the internet and everything being fake has jaded me. There are a lot of times where you or Minix will send me something, I'll be like, did somebody really say this, or is this just somebody making something up?
Could have been making something up. It's a hell of a story, though. Whoever did it's got one hell of an imagination. So it entertained me. So thank you for writing it, whoever the hell wrote it. It doesn't really matter. We got some comments about Mario Barios on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Raul says Barios' corner man was the worst I've ever seen. I think everybody in his corner kind of let him down. The Drew Show says Ryan Garcia took his spinach. We'll wait till the final WADA samples get tested before giving Barios the L. Now see, that's a nice conspiracy theory there, because that's what Garcia was suspended for a year for. So you think he didn't learn his lesson and doing it again? Could be. I wish I could blame it on that, honestly, because Barios just looked like he was completely lost in that whole thing. Completely lost. We'll talk a little bit more about that, and I do want your opinions. If you've got something to say about it, you know all the ways to get that done. When we come back, I want to talk a little Team USA hockey. Can we do that? Because it's just a feel-good thing. 46 years since the men have won a gold medal. Back in 1980, and I'm old enough to remember that. I was watching intently, and I knew a damn thing about hockey at that point in time, and
still don't.
I still don't. So all I know
had
is
a lasting impact on you. I can
46 years, but it's fantastic. We'll talk a little USA hockey when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination, with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters is Novo Brewery. We're talking over 80 feet of massive video walls, a lineup of craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. Novo Brewery, juicy, thick-cut ribeye steaks, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. Novo Brewery, built for fans, friends, and full-on game day energy. Novo Brewery, attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Check out the menu and taps at novobrew.com. That's novobrew.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Big games, weekend trips, last-minute plans. February gets busy. That's why Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is opening their doors to new furry family members this month. With over 6,000 feet of indoor play space, 5 outdoor play yards, and fully trained staff supervising your pup's every move, your dog stays happy, safe, and active while you're away. Add grooming, training, and special one-on-one time to make every day, every stay unforgettable. Call 210-750-1298 today. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Top users make between $200 to $300 per month.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOOD25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Well, Joel, it's my favourite time of the year. It's rodeo time, and I've got the best quarter moon marketing idea ever. It's all about branding, so I've got this. It's called a branding iron.
Folks, you don't need a branding iron to remember Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon has the expertise, local talent, and fast, reliable service.
So how does the branding iron work?
Well, are those new pants?
Yes, why?
Turn around.
Turn around my...
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number M16004. TACLA 141074E.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kills shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com. The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, it's hard to believe the Olympics are over. Yeah, they came and went pretty quick. The United States did really well, though. You got to credit the women who beat Canada, the men who beat Canada in hockey, both for gold, and the United States doing very well. But it's the men's hockey that's getting a lot of attention today. Obviously, that happened early yesterday morning. And I tell you what, it just, you talk about getting goosebumps and maybe a little teary-eyed. It was good to see, and it was certainly good to see how excited all of those players are. Now, winning this thing for the first time since 1980 is just incredible. Here was the final call yesterday.
United States with numbers. Block across it comes. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. For the first time since the 1980 miracle, the United States takes the gold. Jack Hughes beating Jordan Bennington. The United States wins the gold medal here in Milan. 1 minute, 41 seconds into overtime.
Wow. An overtime thriller yesterday. The United States gets gold, and boy, I tell you what, they were excited. And I'm going to credit NBC. I really think this was a classy thing to do. They ran that entire game yesterday with no commercials, none. There were no commercial interruptions to the game. So props to NBC for doing that, because they could have easily squeezed in a bunch and made a ton of money and all of that, especially when it comes down to having the United States and Canada, for that matter, in the gold medal game. So props to them. I say props to them. And look, if you've listened to the show at all, one of my favorite guys is Mike Terrico. I think that guy is just the best in the business at this point in time. I mean, there are a lot of good ones, don't get me wrong, but there's something about Mike Terrico that I just love, and I love listening to this guy. And I want you to listen to what he said as he was closing out the show yesterday after the United States had won gold.
Because of a drought that almost lasted a half century, those teams are revered. They are held on to forever. And what happened today doesn't take away from the greatness of those teams or the meaning that those teams have in U.S. hockey. But what you saw today was the build of a generation, inspired perhaps by that team that lost in 2010 in Vancouver to the Sidney Crosby golden goal in overtime. Or the team where TJ Oshie had all those shootout goals in 2014. That's when these guys were doing what you're doing, watching on TV. And they were young, and they were living the dream. So for all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them. Because our country loves sports, and it brings us together unlike anything else. And if you didn't know that, and if you haven't been watching the last 2 weeks, you saw it in Team USA hockey, winning the gold over their arch rival Canada here in Milan to wrap up these 25th Olympic Winter Games.
I don't know. I just think he's outstanding. He's got that delivery and that voice. He'd be the kind of guy you'd want to hire for, I don't know, your 10-year-old to read a bedtime story to, right? I mean, he'd really give that inflection. And the Three Bears hated Goldilocks, and that's the way that it was. But it brings us together. Guy's great. I love that guy, Mike Terrico. I don't know why I thought of that. I did. If you could just hire Terrico to record a nice bedtime story for your kids and have that voice going, I think it'd be good. To me, he's the best in the business. I know everybody has their favorite, but he is certainly one of mine, no doubt. So props to NBC all the way around. It was great coverage. From what I saw, again, I'm not the biggest Olympic watcher on the planet, but from what I saw, NBC did a hell of a job. And then airing that yesterday with no commercial interruptions was fantastic. Terrico was fantastic. All of that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know if we decided, Pledge, and because the team hockey men's group got a special invitation from the President of the United States.
You were all unbelievable, and that team is pretty good you played. I don't know if we'll ever get anytime soon, right? And, I tell you what, I just told my people 2 minutes ago, I didn't know they'd be calling. I said, we're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something, but if you would like to, it's the coolest night, it's the biggest. We're in. Yeah.
Can you pick us up in Miami on Tuesday morning? Yeah, Tuesday morning.
Interesting look, and I almost hesitate to play that because we're such a divided country right now, and I've already seen that everybody's mad at the men's hockey team for and it's like it's the President of the United States. When you get a phone call from the President of the United States, I don't care if it's a Republican, a Democrat, or otherwise, you take it and you get excited about it. You're playing for your country. And he invited him to the State of the Union address tomorrow, which is tomorrow, by the way, and it sounds like they are in and they're going to be there. So I'm sure they will get a big honor. But it's I don't know. It was just an exciting day all the way around for those guys. And hopefully it won't take another 46 years to come up with another gold medal. And I found it interesting and props to A.J. Hoffman. He's a big Las Vegas Knights guy. So I was talking to him the other day. We were having a beer, and with all four of us, Rob and Jason, and he was telling me that I guess Canada had a couple of Golden Knights. The United States had like 3 of them, and so they all come together. And I found out that the players in the NHL put it in the collective bargaining agreement that they would play in the Olympics and they would shut down hockey, shut down the season to allow those players to go and play for their country, wherever that country happens to be. And so I thought that was interesting. And you wonder, because there's been a lot of people, and I don't know how I'd feel about this, and I'll let you know, and you can let me know if you feel that way. Should the same thing happen to the NBA and allow those guys to play in the Winter Olympics versus the Summer Olympics? Or does it matter to you? That's the key, because, I mean, you'd have to shut it down. And I'm not sure that at this point in time, especially with the way the Spurs are playing, to shut it down for, 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it is that they're doing, I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't think I would like it to have the season shut down. Now, if you're an NHL fan, I guess you don't care, and that just kind of comes with the territory. It's interesting. The Canadians, they're not happy. There was a video that Pledge showed me of a dude with a chainsaw right after that game ended, and he was cutting his television in half. And I look at that, and I know all of y'all have seen, these stupid videos of teams, of fans, that when their team loses, they're throwing their television all over the place, and they're doing that. I'm not going to do that. I don't know why people do that, but this dude had a chainsaw, and he just went right through the middle of his TV, and boom, there it is, done. Well, that's only going to cost you whatever it's going to cost you to go get a new one.
I mean, I went to Costco this weekend, and I was looking at TV, and I was like, oh, man, maybe I need a new one. Saw 85, and I kept walking. I saw a 100-inch TV. I was
100-inch?
100-inch.
Wow.
Oh, like, I could use something like this.
TVs are interesting now because, just 10 years ago, maybe 15, you have 50-inch screen television like $3,000. Now, you can get them for. We were in Best Buy the other day, Maggie and I, and they had these televisions. I mean, big ones, like 85-inch screens for like $439.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, oh, maybe I need to upgrade.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I asked the guy, I said, why are these TVs so cheap? And he goes, well, the technology is not as good as the newer ones.
The new OLEDs are just, the picture on them so
Dude, they even
beautiful.
have those now where there's no glare, right? So, I mean, that's the one thing that it irritates the hell out of me. So where our TV is in the living room, if the kitchen lights are on, the certain kitchen lights, it's just a glare.
Should probably turn those off.
Well, I have to. But it pisses me off that I got to get off the couch and go turn the lights off.
Well, if you turned off lights as you left a room, that wouldn't be an issue.
I don't think about that, Pledge. And plus, it's there in the kitchen, and I may have to go in there for something. But it's just, I don't know.
That's when you turn them on.
Dude, don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Sounds like you're just wasting energy, Joe.
Well,
you want to pay my energy bill?
Maybe so. No, I know. Mine's.
I turn off lights, so it's not as expensive.
Well, if you're in the living room, in the kitchen, I'd leave those on. What the hell? Until I see there's a big glare up there, and then I'm like, damn it.
But you know it's there now.
I know, Pledge. You don't understand. You're not understanding what I'm talking about.
No, I get it. You're lazy.
Yeah, well, yeah. When I'm home and I'm watching TV, you're damn right. I'm lazy as hell. Yes, I am. Hey, we need to take a break, but when we come back, there is an update on Tua and the Miami Dolphins and what they may or may not do. Plus, ESPN has got a list of 100 free agents, the top 100 free agents for 2026, and a Cowboy is at the top of that list. We're talking about all of that when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs were back on the road in Detroit. How did our boys do out in the Motor City?
A lot of underwear to talk about. That's right. We got the Combine coming up this week. We'll look at who's going and who's going to get drafted. Lots to talk about. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together, like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
That's pretty good music. Little techno pop or whatever that is. Is that what you say it? Techno pop.
House.
House?
I'd lean house music.
House music. I know there was a category for house music. Whose house?
Not the doctor on USA.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. Whose house is that that we're talking about? Oh, my goodness. Interesting stuff. When you're talking about the obviously the combine's going on right now, but the free agent tampering period starts here in March, and then the free agency period will begin after that. And so there's going to be a lot of free agents out there. And ESPN has put together a list of the top 100 free agents. Obviously, there's a lot of names there. Some, quite frankly, I mean, I guess I've heard of all of them, but not as much as some of the others. So George Pickens is the #1 free agent, according to ESPN. So I guess he would be the guy. That's why the Cowboys are going to franchise tag this dude. They're going to do that, and they'll do it here within the next week or so. And then if we'll find out what their plans are with him. We'll hear from Stephen Jones coming up a little bit later in the show, but it sounds to me like they're going to let him play on the franchise tag, which is interesting and certainly will be interesting, but not sure. A lot of other guys on there too, and there's been a lot of reports about trades. Myles Garrett perhaps being on the trade block with the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, we talk a lot about Max Crosby, and there's a lot of teams and a lot of bigger names that could be on the move. It's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting offseason. I mean, I think, and they all are in their own way, obviously, but. This year, I think, has the potential to really be, some fireworks. Because with guys demanding trades, with some guys that may just want to move on and try to get a championship before their career is over, like a Myles Garrett, that could be a possibility. Now, it's not ESPN, and I apologize. It's Pro Football Talk who's got this top 100 free agent. Pickens is at the top. Daniel Jones, the Colts quarterback, is rated number 2. And I guess I could see that, but keep in mind, he got hurt pretty badly last year and is going to be out, and the start of the season could be up in the air for him. But I think, props to him, he actually earned that title. I mean, if Pro Football Talk says you're number 2 free agent, and I guess it's maybe because he's a quarterback, but I don't see the Colts letting him get away. Because I don't think Anthony Richardson is the guy. I think they kind of admitted that might have been a mistake on their part, at least for now. And Anthony Richardson could get better with depending on what team that he goes to. Trey Hendrickson, Bengals edge rusher, is at number 5. Now the Falcons, they have Falcons Kyle Pitts at number 6, but it's been reported already that Atlanta is going to franchise tag Kyle Pitts. So he's going to be off the market at least for now, and Atlanta's going to hang on to him. Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce is number 7. Breece Hall, Jets running back, is in at number 9. And I find that interesting because I don't think there's any way, shape, or form the Jets are going to let Breece Hall go anywhere. I mean, when you think about the Jets, and I honestly believe, and they're cursed, obviously. I mean, they're just cursed. They're never any good. But I think they've got some players. And all they really lack at this point in time, in my mind, is a quarterback. Somebody that can get the football to all those the talented players that they have. I think offensively and defensively, they're not that far away. I'm not saying they're championship contenders, but they're not that far away. Which brings us to the number 10 guy on this list, who's getting a lot of attention. Packers backup quarterback Malik Willis. And you talk about a guy that's worked his tail off. When the Titans drafted this guy, I mean, he did not look good his first year. He looked lost. He looked all of these things. But this guy has worked his tail off, and he has improved. And when Jordan Love went down for the Packers, that team didn't miss a beat with Willis under center. This guy's going to have his choice of where he wants to go. And one of those places could very well be the Miami Dolphins. There's a story out today, several different websites reporting this, that the Dolphins are expected to part ways with quarterback Tua Tagovailoa before the start of the season. The one thing about that, you talk about admitting a mistake. I mean, you've just paid this guy. And that's why I wonder sometimes when we rush to pay people. The Houston Texans will have that choice to make this offseason. Do you pay C.J. Stroud early, or do you let him finish his rookie deal?
Depends. Do you save money?
Well, I don't.
Because he's not playing well?
I don't know. I heard a report that they're going to offer him somewhere in the neighborhood of $62 million a year.
I don't think it's that, but if I can get him for like 52 to 55 now locked in?
Perhaps that's what they did with Tua, and thinking he was the guy. And obviously now they're going to let him go. And you talk about a cap hit. The cap hit for the Dolphins is going to be astronomical because they just signed him to a new deal. If they release Tua and make it a post-June 1 designation, it's going to trigger a $99.2 million dead cap hit. And that potentially is the largest in NFL history. If it is a post-June 1 strategy, then they get that down a little bit, and they're able to split it. So I have to figure if they're going to release this guy, they're going to do it this way. It would cost them $67.4 this year and $31.8 in 2027. Either way, the Dolphins are going to be stuck. But look, the Denver Broncos did the same thing with Russell Wilson, and it turned out okay for them. They managed to manage the salary cap and still have, a hell of a team. They got to the AFC Championship game. I think Bo Nix has been a nice surprise, and keep in mind, he is still on a rookie deal. So where would Tua end up, if anywhere? I guess you got to figure this guy would go somewhere with everybody that's desperate for a quarterback. And I mentioned Malik Willis. The team that I see with him the most has been the Arizona Cardinals. But I think Willis is going to have his opportunity and his choice. That if he doesn't particularly like the coach or like the setup at Arizona, I don't know, maybe it is Miami. Maybe it's Pittsburgh. Do you go there? I don't think Willis has to sit behind anybody. And if they're truly romancing Aaron Rodgers for whatever reason to bring him back, then I don't think Willis would want to go to Pittsburgh. And they do have a quarterback there that is a guy that they drafted last year. So it's going to be interesting to see. But some of these teams just admitting mistake and eating the money because, well, they don't have any other choice and they don't want to deal with this guy anymore. And it's sad that Tua's been that way. And I'll be honest with you, man, I'm surprised Tua has lasted this long. When he came out of Alabama, and I'll never forget it, I put it on my wall at Ken's TV right behind me on a sticky note. I said, Tua is going to be a bust in the NFL. Well, it took a while to get there, and maybe he will be better. It's always possible. You get with the right team. You've seen it happen.
Sam
Darnold, Baker Mayfield. You're seeing some of these guys that get to teams in the right situation. And not only that, Pledge, but I think just maturing.
And the right coaching.
Well, that too.
I think coaching is severely underrated.
I think you're right. It's interesting that you say that. I just saw something on ESPN that Cliff Kingsbury now, and I don't know if he's always been this, but it sounded like, just according to what I can see from ESPN, has been elevated to assistant head coach with the Rams. So interesting, and maybe Cliff gets another opportunity to be a head coach somewhere at some point in time, and maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just a better coordinator, just an offensive guru that can help out in that respect. Although Sean McVay's pretty good offensive guru himself until he's in the NFC Championship game. Well, and then he wasn't so good. Yeah, he got out-coached in that particular one.
A little bit.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't the year before, though?
No, he didn't.
They just got beat?
Mike Evans is a free agent. Tampa Bay Bucks. I wonder if he'll go somewhere else. Stay in Tampa Bay. He's been with Tampa his entire career. So does he stay there for less money, or do they pay the guy? It's interesting to see. I think Evans still has a little bit of juice left in him.
But how much?
Well, that's a good question.
I mean,
and he was injured quite a bit.
34, I think, and the injuries are starting to pile up on him.
Yeah.
And
somebody will get him.
I'd be scared to give a bunch of money to him, even on a short 2-year deal.
I don't think I'd give a bunch of money to him. So it'd be interesting I think if you're talking about a guy like Mike Evans who can come in, especially if you have a young quarterback, Mike Evans could be just a valuable piece to what you're doing just to help out that young quarterback. Las Vegas Raiders, for example. Mike Evans with Mendoza going there, I think would be a valuable tool for him. Going to be interesting to see if Tampa Bay lets him go, and he may not want to go.
But is he chasing a ring for like Buffalo or something?
Well, he could be, although he's got a ring. Got that with Tom Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got one. But, we'll see. And a lot of these guys that are older and that are free agents got to be looking there. You have to be.
Checks or money?
Well,
what do you prefer?
At this point in time, you're talking about rings or money?
Oh, yeah, because every player's different and what their priorities are different.
True.
Some people are chasing the bag. Some people are chasing a legacy.
I don't think, if I'm Mike Evans, I know I'm not going to get a bag. And I'll get something because I'm a vet, and it, I mean, I say nothing. I mean, to you and me, Pledge would be like, woo-wee!
But would you rather have 10 to 15 million per year for 2 years, or would you rather go try and win a ring for like 5 to 8?
I think if you're an older vet like Mike Evans, you want to go win a ring.
I don't know, 15 million's a lot.
Well, sure it is, but I mean, what do you want to go play for the Jets? I mean,
I don't know, the Raiders. You making that sound appealing?
Well, and I think I don't think the Raiders are that far back.
I mean, that's a really tough division they're in.
Well, absolutely tough.
Denver, Kansas City, and Chargers all looking down at you.
Well, yeah, but again, I don't think it would take that long for them to be competitive.
Sure.
If Mendoza pans out, because it looks like they're going to release Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they might keep him just with a young quarterback coming in to have a voice in the room like that, a teacher, if you will. But it sounds like that the Raiders are going to release Geno Smith. So it will be Mendoza's job day one when he gets in there. Another guy that I don't know if I would touch is Jawan Jennings. The guy's been hurt quite a bit. He doesn't want to be in San Francisco, so he's going to get the hell out of there. That's for sure. Deebo Samuel is a free agent. That was interesting to me. Didn't know that. Obviously, we've been talking about Reek Woolen. He's a free agent. Be interesting to see where he ends up.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. When Reek first got into the league, I mean, he was on fire, but he's kind of, not that he's, I don't know if step back is fair or not, but he's certainly not. He's kind of reminds me of a little bit of Trayvon Diggs, although a little bit better. Because with Trayvon's first year or two, he was fantastic. And so was Reek Woolen. But he's kind of quieted a little bit.
They have invested a lot of money and draft resources into that position, though, taking Witherspoon at the 6th overall pick a year ago, despite having Reek Woolen. Like, they've really, really made some investments into their secondary.
It will be interesting. Does Tyreek Hill go back to Kansas City now that he is done with the Miami Dolphins, who, by the way, are just completely gutting their team and trying to start over, which is probably what they should do. Although, goodness gracious, Tyreek Hill kind of wore out his welcome in Miami, and I think they're happy to get rid of him. As we heard from the police officer,
there's a cop that was happy to get rid of him.
He was happy to get rid of him. I'm just looking for some other names here, and Jadeveon Clowney obviously is a free agent. It'd be interesting to see if the Cowboys bring him back and what the price on that would be. I think most Cowboy fans would like to have him back. Rico Dowdle.
Does Christian Parker want him back? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's it, and that's going to be a lot of it. Rico Dowdle is a free agent. I think he's done enough to earn something from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind.
In Houston. Yeah.
Houston needs a back to complement Woody Marks.
And you can probably get that done. I mean, what was Williams, $8 million a year, $16 million guaranteed. So
I think less than that.
You could probably get less than that. Probably could.
I would think.
Yeah,
but even then,
sure.
if I'm Kansas City, can I find a cheaper back than having to blow draft resources on a Jeremiah Love?
It's just that, and again, you take them with a grain of salt, but just about every mock draft that I've seen has Kansas City taking that kid.
I just don't see it because they don't run the football, and they don't care to run the football.
But I think with a Love, he's a dual guy.
Sure.
I mean, Mahomes can have him out of the backfield as well.
He's not Christian McCaffrey, but he's decent.
No. Well, look, and we'll see. He's a domer, all right? So that's a strike against him right there. But he is a talented guy that I think will improve. I mean, look, we all thought Ashton Genty was going to come in and set the world on fire.
Didn't do it.
And he didn't do it. So, again, the draft is such a...
Maybe Jadarian Price is the better of the two domers.
Maybe. He could very well be. Again, the draft is such a crapshoot. It really is. It's a roll of the dice, and some of the guys you think are just going to be fantastic turn out to be nothing, and then we'll see. And then there's Travis Kelce, who...
What's he going to do?
Well, I don't know. And
it sounds like he's coming back.
Andy Reid sounds like he wants him back. And I don't know if this is out of respect or what. And maybe Kelce has some gas left in the tank. And look, I mean, Mahomes got hurt. That certainly didn't help Travis Kelce.
Isn't he like the third best tight end in football this year?
Yeah. You look at him and you think, man, he's falling. and then you look at his stats and you go, damn, where did those come from? It reminds me of Tim Duncan. Yeah, you'd be watching a Spurs game when Duncan was there, and you think, man, Timmy's having a so-so game. You look up, he's got 28 points. I'm going, what? Where the hell did those come from?
28 and 12.
I know. It's like, what? Where did those come from? Dude, that guy was so much fun to watch.
That's Kelsey, though.
Yeah, well,
you just look
true.
up, and he's got like 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Well, that is all very true, and it's interesting. So a lot of free agents out there. We'll see what happens with some of them. And then, of course, when we talk about the Cowboys, it's George Pickens. What are they going to do with him? Stephen Jones says, well, they're going to franchise tag him. And I don't think that's going to be any issue. They're going to do that. The question is, does he play under that franchise tag, or does he not? Does he get traded, or does he get a long-term deal? All things going to be interesting. We're going to talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz. Spurs have a huge game tonight.
Huge.
In Detroit against the Pistons. I cannot wait to watch this basketball game. I don't know if y'all are feeling that too, but I cannot wait. We'll obviously talk about that coming up in the next segment. But I want to talk a little Vegas and a little Mario Barios when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. You know I love Stevens Roofing. I love that family, great family, local company, and they're just absolutely the best in the business. And look, you don't have to take my word for it. Just have this for food for thought. Stevens Roofing has been in business since 1983. All right, almost as long as it took the United States men's hockey team to win another gold medal. Long time. So, look, you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right. You can't. So they obviously stand behind their work. They obviously do quality work, and they've got a ton of satisfied customers that they'll probably trot out for you and say, hey, look, I did his, and they're all very, very happy. Now they're doing solar. Now they've added solar to what they do. So if you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company you need to call. The number is 210-785-0994. Tell them what you're thinking. Tell them what you want to do. And you get together, put your heads together, and you figure out the best plan for you to get the most out of what you want to do and how much you want to spend. You think your roof has got a leak, perhaps. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar. They'll send a crew out there, check your roof for free, and they will let you know if anything needs to be repaired or if everything is A-OK. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs finished up the I-35 series in Austin with a 139-122 win against the Sacramento Kings. Spurs have now won 8 in a row. They're undefeated on the Rodeo Road Trip. They continue tonight in Detroit against the red-hot Pistons. Tip-off there set for 6 o'clock. And the Cowboys, they've got their running back. Javonte Williams agrees to a 3-year, $24 million deal, $16 million guaranteed.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Monday. Hope you're having a great Monday, everybody. No matter how you're doing it or what you're doing, thanks for listening. Thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off today. James Pledger, though, is here pushing the buttons and chiming in from time to time, which is good. Let me ask you a question, Pledge, real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Somebody brought it up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Mike Evans taking a hometown discount, going to Houston.
Sure.
That wouldn't be bad, would it?
It depends on the
Because I don't
cost.
think Kirk's coming back there, right?
It depends on the cost. I mean, they've got Jaden Higgins. They drafted Noel. They've got Nico Collins. I mean, at some point, how many mouths do you need to feed?
Is Tank Dell coming back?
Tank Dell's coming back.
Okay.
So, like, I understand the thought process behind it, but you've got a Higgins, you've got a Collins. Do you add a third that is of similar body type, build, and dynamic in which they play? Like, do you want that many of the same type of receiver on the field at the same time?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
To me, I'd rather spend that money on a running back or a center, like, say, Tyler Linderbaum. And really, if we're going to give CJ a chance to be great, like, shore up that offensive line as best you can.
Well, yeah, that should be the priority for the Texans for sure. I know they need a running back too, but, man, that offensive line has got to be a priority for those guys. That's for sure. We've been talking a lot about the Combine started today, the NFL Combine, and of course the Cowboys, if you've heard, I mean, I'm sure you have, Javonte Williams coming back, 3-year deal, $8 million per, $16 million is guaranteed for Javonte Williams, so the Cowboys have him locked in. They're working on getting a deal done with Brandon Aubrey, their place kicker, and we'll hear from Stephen Jones coming up here in just a moment. Basically said they've been talking, but they just have not been able to reach the number that makes everybody happy. So that's interesting. And then, of course, George Pickens as well. We've got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page that addresses the Brandon Aubrey deal. If it costs, as has been reported, $7 to $8+ million per year for Brandon Aubrey, should the Cowboys do that? Very simple, yes or no. right now, and Pledge and I were looking at this thing, and maybe it's a little closer than we thought it might be. The yeses have it at 62%, the nos at 38%. So a lot of you thinking, no, that's too much money for a kicker. And I kind of feel the same way. And again, what I love about Cowboy fans, diehard Cowboy fans, and we'll make fun of Minix because he's not here to take up for himself, but he's one of them. I guarantee you Minix will be, oh, yes, I'd do that. Sign him now. Get it done. Maybe they don't want to play $7 to $8 million per for a kicker.
Then look back at the offense that was so potent last year and find out how many times they had to settle for field goals, especially long ones that made the offense as potent as it was.
Well, now you're really
if you take away that aspect of it, can it be as good?
Now you're really going to piss off Minix because you're talking bad about his boy Dak.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too.
That offense stalled out a lot more than the numbers would have you believe they did.
Now I don't know if I don't know where Minix is, if he's in the air or what, or if he's listening to the show. Who knows? But we'll start talking bad about Dak Prescott now.
I mean, I'm not talking bad about him.
Here we go.
I'm just saying that this offense, it scored in bunches.
It had that ability, but there were some games, you're right, that they did not look as good as some of the other games. You're absolutely right. I think the offense, and look, this is just me spitballing, but watching games for the Dallas Cowboys, and obviously that's who we cover here, so I'm invested in every Cowboys game. But I think at some point in time in the season, the offensive guys got so frustrated that it affected their play on the field. Because no matter what they did, they had to score 50 to have a chance to win. And I think it got to them sometimes and frustrated them a little bit. So I don't have anything to back that up other than what my gut is telling me.
And human nature. And human nature is a real thing. So you can get frustrated, and it can be taxing and wear on you. But I also saw, whether it was early in the season, late in the season, when they were still in it within the season, there were a lot of times that offense gained like 10 to 15 yards after a punt and kicked a field goal from around midfield. And that was part of the reason they scored a ton of points.
Now, he's not the guy with the record. Is that the Raiders kicker that has the record?
No, the record, I believe, is either still belongs to or is tied with Justin Tucker, and I think Cam Little may have.
Cam Little, Jacksonville.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I think he tied Tucker's record.
It's
64.
It's interesting, I tell you. I mean, look on our YouTube page. Fred says he's our best player. Pay him, and maybe that's the case, and maybe you do pay him, and maybe that's how all Cowboy fans feel. Although there must be some other fans on there that don't feel that way because according to our poll, it's a lot closer than we thought. They're working on a deal. We'll hear from Stephen Jones coming up here in just a moment. He spoke at the Combine today. Back from Las Vegas and an interesting trip. And I say interesting because, the after hours, but I'm talking about work life. DAZN tried to pull off a Radio Row. And they did to some extent.
I was about to say, you said tried.
Well, no, they did. I guess they did, but there were a lot of hiccups and a lot of speed bumps there. And they tried to put it together really quick. I mean, if you remember, we weren't promoing this thing like a month out. We didn't know until last week that we were going and that they were going to pick up the tab to send us out there and do a Radio Row. But they did, and so we found out. I want to say we found out like on Monday or over the weekend, like Sunday, and we left on Wednesday. So it was like a bam, bam, just a bang, bang. So
and we were off Monday.
Well, right. So, it's one of those things that they put together really quickly. But talking to the fine folks there from DAZN, this is something they want to continue to do. They want to get into the Radio Row. And I find it fascinating, Pledge, because I really do. Because obviously you've got Radio Row that's huge for the Super Bowl. USAA has put one together now for Army Navy. It just continues to get bigger and bigger, and they're doing a great job. And so I think when you're talking about promoting events such as what they were promoting last Saturday for the fight between Barios and Garcia, radio is a good way to do that and have your folks on the air and pumping this thing up because, I mean, let's face it, they got a lot of attention. How many times did we mention Barios Garcia, DAZN, it's going to be on pay-per-view, yada, yada, yada. So all of that's really valuable to them, and they want to do it again, and they made no secret about it, that they want to partner up with us again at some point in time. So we'll see what happens, and obviously they've got a lot of fights that are going to be coming up. Now, this is not DAZN, but I just saw that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao are going to fight in September.
And Mayweather just made the announcement like Friday after y'all got off the air that he was coming out of retirement for this.
Unbelievable. Pacquiao and Mayweather. You talk about, are they going to do that in the middle of an old folks home or what? I mean,
I don't know.
We've got a courtyard here at
Pacquiao's pretty spry. He handled Barios too.
At Frosty Hills Retirement Home.
I don't know. Pacquiao's pretty spry. He hired, he dealt with the young whippersnapper in Barios too.
Well, I want to see, it doesn't mean a lot anymore after seeing Barios just completely poop the bed on Saturday night against Ryan Garcia. I don't know. It'd be interesting, and you'll watch. Floyd Mayweather is one of those guys that's just fascinating. But until boxing gets a true heavyweight champion, I'm not sure that it will ever be back. I mean, the glory days were Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and I think they were kind of the last guys that everybody, I mean, you paid that money, whatever it was, to watch that, especially after Tyson bit off half of Holyfield's ear.
Is there a fighter that you care to pay money for right now? Just wondering.
No, probably not. But I'm not
because
one of those
Tyson's
guys.
one of the last I remember.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And those Holyfield-Tyson fights were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were good, and you get excited about that.
But even when he fought a tomato can, you cared.
Well, sure. Tyson was – well, because Tyson was like he was like a Tiger Woods coming out, and he was like, iconic figures. And he was just kind of one of those guys that would just beat the crap out of everybody until he didn't. And I can't remember, speaking of tomato cans, that knocked him out. For the first time.
Buster Douglas.
Yeah, and then everybody said, oh, well, he's not a machine, right? He's human. And I think that might have changed things. But he made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, and then made a lot of money back. The tale of Mike Tyson. But for Mario Barrios, and again, I like Mario. I really do like him. I've talked to him many occasions. I've seen him grow up here. And become the fighter that he did. But the way he looked on Saturday night was such a disappointment. It was so disappointing and hard to watch at times for me because you're wanting this young man to do well. And I'm not taking anything away from Garcia, okay? Don't get me wrong. Garcia fought a masterful fight. He did. He was the better fighter from the get-go and stayed that way. Look, Barrios didn't win a round.
He did not.
One round.
And you couldn't even argue that he won a round.
No. And there were a couple of times where, he'd get in a body punch or something, but it didn't even really faze Garcia. And so, I mean, to go 12 rounds and not win one round, that's kind of hard to do, is it not? But I'm watching this going, dude, at some point in time, you had to know you were 6-0 down or 7-0 down after 7 rounds. I mean, don't you just take some chances at that point in time? I mean, even if you get knocked out at the end, you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah, you have to, at some point, understand where the fight's heading and where you are.
That never happened with Barrios on Saturday night. It never happened. Even in the final round, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's going to come out and at least attempt to get a knockout and try and win this thing and pull it out of the fire. And it's just like, I'm just ready to get this thing over with.
I feel like it's people protecting against being knocked out.
I guess. Look,
you don't want to knock out on your record the other way.
You're going to get paid either way.
Sure.
I mean, he got a check and a pretty good one. So, but I mean, to go in there, and that's how he's going to be remembered. And look, going into that fight, nobody was giving him any credit. I mean, he was a 2-1 underdog in this thing. And I'm thinking, well, that's a pretty good deal. He put up a little money to try to win a lot. I did, but that's not what I'm upset about because it wasn't enough to get worried about. But I'm just saying I was sad for him because he just did not look good. And now, the life of a boxer is you're up and then you come down really quick. And I think that might happen to Barios. He's going to really have to work his butt off now to get back to where he was for this fight.
I forget which fighter it was you were talking to that week, but he talked about the difference in you get those 6-7 figure fights and they go down to 5 real quick after a couple of losses.
Luis Arias, the 35-year-old mortgage guy. That's why he's doing what he's doing. Yep. He's trying to get these young fighters to think about something else, because a boxing career can be up and then it can be down in no time. And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen to Barios. If he loses the fight, he loses the fight, but put up a fight. And I just didn't feel like he put up a fight at all. And again, I'll credit Garcia, because Garcia actually looked like he confused the hell out of Barios. And some of that's on Barios, and then some of it's on his corner. You got to. What was the strategy? It didn't look like they had any, and that Barios just at times didn't know what the hell he wanted to do or how he wanted to attack or anything like that. And I found that quite hard to watch.
Was that saying everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face?
Well, I guess. And again, Barios got knocked down in the first round. Quick.
And he never adjusted after that.
We never did. But I'm not sure that hurt him, Pledge. I don't think the punch itself hurt him.
I don't think it hurt him.
I just think it was where it was. It was kind of on the top of the head more so, and it just kind of knocked him down. And when he went down, I was like, oh, that's no big deal. And he got right back up and continued. But even if that doesn't happen, I don't see this thing going any differently.
No.
And I look at that because after the third round was over, I was like, this fight's over.
But we talk about this in every sport, whether it's football, basketball. We talked about with Mitch Johnson and the Spurs forever. Where are the second half adjustments?
Yeah.
Where are the in-game adjustments? Where we talk about it. Where are the adjustments coming out of halftime for an NFL team to, make a difference after getting just embarrassed in the first half of a football game? Some teams make them. They come out with a completely different game plan, rip up whatever they had that didn't work. You didn't see that from Barios or his corner during that game.
And even sitting in the corner. And he's listening to the guy who's talking to him, and it's like he's just like
keep at it,
like right over his head. It was just it was unbelievable and very sad to watch for me, because I've known Mario for a long time and seen him grow up and see him become the champion that he is, or certainly that he was. And it was hard to watch for him. I was really pulling for this guy to at least make it a fight. Again, you want to make it a fight at the very, very least. Speaking of heavyweight fights, we've got one tonight. And I'm not talking about boxing. I'm talking about in the Motor City. The Detroit Pistons playing host to your San Antonio Spurs. It should be a dandy. Let's talk about it. We will when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent on low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt max leaf blower for just $99. It's powerful, lightweight, and ready to go. Plus, get 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Don't wait. Get everything you need to start on your spring projects today. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Even if you've given up on your New Year's resolutions, one health habit that's easy to keep is Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Walgreens, and now GNC.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs were back on the road in Detroit. How did our boys do out in the Motor City?
A lot of underwear to talk about. That's right. We got the Combine coming up this week. We'll look at who's going and who's going to get drafted. Lots to talk about. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Nice. Good music. Good music. Bringing it in. That-a-way, Pledge. Good job. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigal. Jason Minix has the day off. But we're getting through. We're getting through, and we appreciate you guys stopping by and spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And since you're doing that, I feel compelled to do something for you. Because after all, it is a Melo Monday. And Melo Mondays are special around here because every Monday we're hooking you up to Melo Mushroom. $50 gift card to Melo Mushroom. You got to listen every Monday, and you are. And so since you are, a little reward for you. $50 gift card to Melo Mushroom on this Melo Monday to caller number 7. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Good luck to you, $50 on the line at Melo Mushroom, which, by the way, goes a long way, and it is absolutely delicious. It might be a good thing to go in there and pick up a pizza or something and sit down for tonight's game. Caller number 7, Pledge. Yep, number 7. Make sure they know that too, right? Caller number 7. Should we confuse
They
them?
got to pay attention.
Or was it, I don't know, something else?
No,
I won't confuse them.
I need them to pay attention. I need them to know.
Absolutely, and they should know because they got to hang on every word we're saying on this fine broadcast, especially when we're talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Again, when I saw this game on the schedule, I think it was last week, I mean, I was like making plans to do nothing tonight because I couldn't wait. And just getting through the weekend, and since we were in Vegas, it was easier to do. But that Sacramento Kings game on Saturday night was blah. Spurs got it done. They've won 8 in a row. They are red hot. Have not lost in the month of February. Have not lost on the Rodeo Road Trip. But tonight, certainly a bigger test for them. This Detroit Pistons team is playing great basketball. In fact, they've won 5 in a row. So you got 2 win streaks on the line tonight. And both of these teams are young. Both of these teams have used the draft, quite frankly, to put these teams together. Primarily, I mean, obviously, when you're talking about the 3 players the Spurs have in Castle and Harper and Wemby through the draft, but then to go get a guy like De'Aaron Fox, which to me just kind of put everything together. Whatever you think about Harrison Barnes, sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not. This guy is a veteran guy that knows how to win basketball games. And so, again, another good move. Spurs getting that done in free agency. When you're talking about a Luke Cornett, this team, the way it is put together is just, well, I mean, it's genius. It really is. I'm not always a big fan of how this team plays, especially offensively, although they can put some points on the board, as we saw Saturday night against Sacramento, 136 points. But they allowed 122. So, you know, take the good with the bad, I guess. Tonight they're going to have to play a little bit better defense. Cade Cunningham is playing at such a high level. He's being mentioned and talked about as an MVP candidate. Obviously, Wemby is as well. So you're going to have 2 guys going at each other. This game is just going to be phenomenal. Am I the only one excited about this thing? I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm just so excited about this game tonight that I just want to sit down and, you know, as it were, the game starts at 6 o'clock, which means it's going to tip off about 6:10 probably. But I'm going to miss a little bit of that first quarter just because I got to drive home. It usually takes me about, 25, 30 minutes to get home. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's still very close. And I have every indication that this thing is going to be close right down to the wire. Depending on what app you're looking at, the Detroit Pistons are a 1.5 favorite coming into this game. So it's a very close point spread. This is going to be fantastic, and I'm excited about it, and I cannot wait to get home and watch this thing. Detroit, a little bit better record, but again, look, they're in the Eastern Conference. They are the number 1 seed right now in the Eastern Conference. Spurs, the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Detroit's record is 42-13. The Spurs 40-16. And look, 2 young up-and-coming teams. And I'm not sure either one of these teams. We talk about the Spurs all the time, so we'll put them in one place. I think they've gotten much better, much quicker than I think most people thought. But I think the additions that they have made to this young group of players, and De'Aaron Fox to me is the key. So that's why I think the Spurs are playing as well as they're playing. Now, Detroit, Cade Cunningham, guy is fantastic, and he is playing lights-out basketball. It's been a long time, I'll be honest with you, since I've gotten this excited about a regular season game in February. Now, I know it's after the All-Star break, and that's when, you know, you got to hit your stride, and the Spurs are certainly doing that. But this is a game that I want to see. And, you know, it's being billed by some as a possible, and it certainly could be, a possible NBA Finals matchup. The Spurs and the Pistons, that would be great. One of my favorite championship series of all time was the Spurs and the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, 2 different teams and 2 different styles of teams. That's for sure, because that Detroit Piston team back in the day, in 2005 when that series was just a bunch of bullies. I mean, they were flat-out bullies, and it was just such a great series. So looking forward to these teams are so evenly matched. As I just look at the stats, as I look at just the preview of this thing, Spurs are averaging 118 points a game. The Pistons 117 points against. Spurs are giving up 112. Detroit 109. Field goal percentage, they both are at 48%. Unbelievable. Rebounds, Spurs leading the way, 46.6 rebounds to 45.7 for the Pistons. I mean, assists, they're right there together, 26.8, both of them. You talk about two teams that mirror each other. It's incredible. This one kind of surprises me. Blocks, 6.3 for the Pistons, 5.2 for the Spurs. Kind of surprises me a little bit. And then you've got steals, 10.6 for Detroit, 7.7 for the Spurs. This Detroit team can play some defense. They can, and they're pretty good at it. The Spurs are going to have to work for stuff tonight. And that's what makes this thing so fascinating. Just to give you a look at their last 5 ball games, both teams. Spurs beat Sacramento and Phoenix and Austin. They won against Golden State, won against the Lakers, and won against Dallas. The Pistons won at Chicago, at New York, at Toronto, at Charlotte, at New York, or at home against New York, I should say. So those are their last 5 games. So, I don't look at any of those teams and really get excited about it, although the Knicks are a good team, and they had to beat them twice. So it's just going to be a fascinating matchup. It really is. And when you look at that, if that's not enough to get you excited, Wemby was interviewed on the floor in Austin after the Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings on Saturday night, and it was a very simple question. You going to participate in the dunk contest?
I'm surprised we didn't see you in the dunk contest. You've been working on that double pump?
I mean, I'll be in the dunk contest one day.
There, mark that down.
Yeah, mark that down. Write that down, Pledge, will you? He will be someday. I don't think he ever will be. He may want to be, but I would.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah, I have a hard time.
One day?
One day.
Okay.
That could be. Well, I mean, it could be at any time. I just don't think the Spurs would allow that.
Well, I think it's on Saturdays.
Oh. Well, one of these Saturdays in the near future.
Unless they move it.
He said, well, that's always a possibility, too. It'd be awesome to see him in it, but I'd rather not. And I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather not. I would like to see the guy stay healthy. He's such a competitor that he'd go 100%, and I just want to see him get I don't want to see him get hurt in a dunk contest. It means absolutely nothing.
I've never seen anybody hurt in a dunk contest, I don't think.
Well, it plays is always the first time.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But if that's the case, we should probably let him or keep him from just walking around in general.
Well,
As Jerry Jones said, he could get hit by a car.
He really could. He could. There's a difference, though, obviously. When you're playing in a game or you're dunking, there's a difference. Again, it'd be great to see him. I just don't think the Spurs would let him do it. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. And maybe we'll see that in the next year or two.
They'll let Castle, Harper, and Bryan all participate.
They're young. Well, so is Wemby.
I was about to say.
But those guys aren't 7'6".
Grizzled vet.
Why is that? Do I already think of him as a grizzled vet? 3 years in. I don't know. It was Carter Bryant that represented San Antonio.
It is.
Yeah. And he did okay.
He should have won.
Well,
Vince Carter wouldn't have distracted him.
That's it. We'll blame it on Vince. What do you guys think? Would you like to see Wemby in the slam dunk contest? And I mean that in all sincerity, because there always is that chance. Always that chance he could get hurt, and I would hate to see that, especially that time of year. I would not want to see that happen to him. But we'll see what happens. If Wemby wants to do it, I think he'd probably make a case, and you never know. The Spurs, the first question I would ask him, though, is like, all right, well, what kind of dunks are you going to do? Are you just going to stand under the basket and dunk it? Because then you don't really even have to jump. But, I mean, if you're talking about having to, hurdle a Shaquille O'Neal or somebody else or jump over a truck, I don't know.
I mean, we have at least seen in pregame warm-ups and stuff like that, which, I mean, to your point, he could get hurt doing this.
Well, sure he could, but it's a game. It's
No, pregame warm-ups.
Oh, pregame warm-ups.
Where he does like the between the legs, throws it down, or, you know, he's done them in game, sure, that's how, but he's done them in pregame warm-ups. We're not scared about him getting hurt there doing it.
Well, I am. I'm scared. I wish he'd stop it. Tell him, Jerry.
Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. No
He's just got to quit that.
Absolutely. Speaking of Jerry Jones, I don't know if he's made it to the combine or not, but he certainly was not there today to address the media. He left that up to the kiddo, Stephen Jones. Daddy said, go do it, Stephen. You talk to the media, and you tell them how it is, buddy.
Well, that's Daddy.
Cowboys have agreed to terms with Javonte Williams. We'll talk about that. Is Brandon Aubrey next? And what the hell are they going to do with George Pickens? All that and much more. We continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagle. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail, who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. You know, people say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all
Well, Joel, it's my favourite time of the year. It's rodeo time, and I've got the best quarter moon marketing idea ever. It's all about branding. So I've got this. It's called a branding iron.
Folks, you don't need a branding iron to remember Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon has the expertise, local talent, and fast, reliable service.
So how does the branding iron work?
Well, are those new pants?
Yes, why?
Turn around.
Turn around my...
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number M16004. TACLA 141074E.
Progressive presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, the true crime podcaster you listen to during a long haul. Yes, you may never look at a pair of pliers the same way again. Or your spouse using pliers. But boy, you were entertained. Thanks, hero. Another thing that can keep truckers going, Progressive Truck Insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. $2 million limit is not available in all states.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, PPL Motorhomes, and Encira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Pledge is having way too much fun in there inside the glass box of fun. Dancing around, having a good time. That's what you should do on a Monday, on a mellow Monday, that's for sure. Happy to be back from lost wages after what was a really an exciting 2, 3, 4 days there. It was It was nice. It was a lot of fun. But we're back and happy about that, and hope to do some more stuff with DAZN here in the future. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off today. James Pledger is here producing this fine extravaganza. We do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page that we need some more votes on this thing. Can't be official till we get at least 100. And the question's pretty simple. If it costs $7 to $8+ million per year for Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey, should the Cowboys do that? Right now, the yeses have it 63% to no 37%. So get over there and wake the neighbors, phone the kids, or phone the kids and wake the neighbors. I don't know. Just get it done. Let's go. Get over there and like and subscribe when you're there as well. Should be good.
It's a lot of money for a kicker, isn't it?
It's a hell of a lot of money for a kicker. I mean, it just is. And so Harrison Butker makes the most money as a kicker. He's the highest paid kicker in the NFL right now. And, you know,
Cameron Dicker, and someone else.
Yeah, not sure exactly, but I know Butker makes a lot of money with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you feel. You want a guy that you know is going to make 95% of the kicks that he tries, then I guess that's worth it to you. It seems like a lot of money to put on the books, although you can work it in a way where it's not too bad, especially when you've got a lot of free agents you want to sign.
So the top kickers, Harrison Butker makes $6.4 million per year. Jake Elliott's at $6 million. The Eagles kickers.
Yep.
After that, you have Cameron Dicker at $5.5 million. Graham Gano at 5.501. Because he is higher than both Evan McPherson and Graham Gano, who are both at 5.5.
Well, where's Aubrey now? Do we know?
He's on his rookie deal.
Yeah, so he's not making much money now at all.
He's not making anything.
I threw those out. I saw a report today that's kind of the neighborhood that Brandon Aubrey wants to be in. So he wants to become the highest paid kicker in the NFL.
Sure.
With the numbers that Pledge just threw out there.
I mean, you could do that at $6.5 million, though.
Well, you could. You
can make him the highest paid kicker.
But it's interesting. So when I listened to Stephen Jones, who met with the media today, talking about his kicker, interesting that he says they just can't come up with an agreement just now.
I mean, obviously, we just finished up Javonte. We've been in talks with Aubrey for, even before the season started. So, that's been a journey. But we hadn't been able to get to, a point where we can all agree. So it hadn't gotten done, but we'd love to get him done. And then Pickens, of course, leaning toward the franchise tag. We'll finalize that here over the coming week or 10 days, and then we'll go from there.
Obviously, Stephen Jones addressing all of these guys, but did you hear what he said about Aubrey? They've been talking to Aubrey for quite a while, but we haven't been able to get to an agreement that's good for everybody.
To be fair, same thing with Javonte Williams. They mentioned that they were in talks with him throughout the entire offseason, and they just came to an agreement over the weekend. Well,
but again, I mean, are the Cowboys and the Jones family thinking the same thing that I am? I won't speak for you, Pledge, but I mean, that maybe, I don't know, $7.5 million a year, a little too much for a kicker.
You say that until you're a team that needs a kicker really, really badly.
Sure, I get that, but kickers they bring them out of the the bars. They're bartenders, and it wasn't Aubrey like a soccer player and was going to go to work for a financial company or something, and that's where he is. So he wants in that neighborhood, at least according to reports. So we'll see if the Cowboys end up doing that. Now you heard Stephen Jones mention Javonte Williams. He has agreed to a deal. $24 million, 3-year deal. 16 of that is guaranteed. So it's, I think that's good to get that out of the way. And again, I've been saying this, with the hiring of Christian Parker and allowing Parker to fill out his coaching staff, and it's a bunch of babies when you look at it, in comparison to what Jerry Jones usually likes to do. I mean, there's a lot of young guys. I mean, gosh, Parker is 30-something. I think the oldest coach that he has on that defense right now is 44 years old. Think about that. That's pretty young. Look, I like it. Nothing against old people. I am one, so I got nothing against them. But I'm just saying, to have the youth, the energy, the fresh ideas, I think is a good thing. So I bring that up just because the point that Jerry allowed that to happen, that is completely un-Jerry-like. Completely un-Jerry-like. Then you're talking about already signing your running back, getting that out of the way with Javonte Williams, reaching that deal was announced today. Now you're going in with your kicker, getting that done. Stephen Jones, as far as George Pickens is concerned, they're going to slap the franchise tag on him, that's for sure, but it shouldn't disrupt anything else they want to do.
It crosses your mind. I mean, a lot of guys who we've tagged, participated in everything. Dakley Noé, he played under two of them, so he never missed anything. Hopefully that'll be the case here.
Would it be advantageous to get it done before July? I'm talking about Pickens.
I wouldn't put any time frame.
But considering
once you have a tag, you have a tag, and we know George is going to be here, and that's where we are.
Is there a downside to the tag, whether it's $28 million or whatever the number is?
Nope.
Is it flatly
We know what it is.
And you can still shop and do everything.
We can do everything we need to do.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting, and that tells me right there that George Pickens will be playing this year on the franchise tag.
They have no intention of getting a deal done.
It doesn't sound like it by that soundbite at all. It looks like Pickens is going to be there. They're expecting him, if they're going to pay him $28 million, to show up for work and be a good citizen, because that was the gist of the question there. Do you think George Pickens would be unhappy if he's tagged? And he doesn't think that he will be because he's getting paid. He mentions Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the crap that I give Dak Prescott, this guy has gambled on himself, and he's hit the jackpot. And you got to love him. I mean, when he was franchise tag, he made like $60 million over those 2 years off the franchise tag. So we're not sitting here thinking, oh, well, geez, $28 million.
Still came to work, too.
And he came to work and never said a word. And so there you go. So we're expecting George Pickens to do the same thing because, again,
no, we're not.
If you listen to Stephen Jones, that's exactly the plan right now. I don't see any other plan or anything that tells me they're going to give him anything long term,
no.
at least not in that particular soundbite. Maybe
but I
somebody
expect him to hold out because of that.
Maybe somebody can clarify. You expect Pickens to hold out?
Oh, absolutely.
See, and if he does that, it will just tell you everything you need to know, and just let him go. Again, I'm talking about when we had the Max Crosby deal come up. We're in Vegas, and Q Meyer, who does sports talk radio there he covers the Raiders extensively. I asked him about that, and he first and foremost didn't think that Crosby was going to get traded. He thinks that the Raiders and Crosby will kiss and make up, and everything will be fine, and they'll get that taken care of. And then I said, well, you guys could use a wide receiver. What about a Crosby for Pickens? Without hesitation, Q said, I don't want any part of that headache. That's what he said. Now, again, Pickens was a model citizen this year. For the most part, there were some hiccups, but for the most part, it wasn't a disruption that was going to disrupt too many things. But if you're going to give this dude a long-term contract in the neighborhood of, I don't know, what would you, 60, 70, $80 million guaranteed, then what? Then what? Is he still going to be a good citizen? I mean, when you got a guaranteed money, what's your incentive then?
So, and this is really what the crux of it all comes down to. If you as an organization have no compunction to really
okay,
to get that deal done, right? Like if there is no desire, no feet to the fire,
right?
Why would you keep the potential of the headache in-house of dealing with a contract extension, a holdout, chemistry, the whole nine, when it seems like everything's been going on track differently this year? You got the Javonte done. You're working on Aubrey. You've got all the things that we normally complain about. They hire the young and up-and-coming coach. Their entire staff is young, just like their offensive staff. It feels like everything's going in this positive direction. Why would you let that dark cloud continue to be a part of it? Why would you not move away from him in the first place and try and recoup something, unless you're trying to get the same production with him being hungry for a new contract out of him for a second straight and maybe third straight year with another franchise tag, and then letting him walk and getting that third round compensatory pick when he finally signs?
Well, here's a theory, and maybe it's what Jerry and Steven are thinking. You tag this guy, you've got your offense back intact, you've got your running back, you got everybody back on that offense that at times was electric. You improve, you spend a lot of money and improve that defense, and you try and get it done this year. Again, what does Dak Prescott have? 2-3 more years, maybe, tops on his deal. And you try to get something done this year. So that's my theory. So we'll have Pickens play on the tag this year, and we'll see where that takes us. And if not, then we get rid of him and we start over without paying him something. That's the only thing that I can think of that would make sense to me, because you want to make sure that Prescott continues to play in the high level that he is playing. And you can't argue that he's not playing at a high level. So I can't even argue against that, although they didn't make the playoffs this year. So I don't know what he would have done in the playoffs. That's a whole different story. So, but if he's playing that way, you've got Lamb and Pickens, you still got Ferguson, you got Javonte Williams back, and you spend some money on that defense and plug some holes there, thinking that you've got a Super Bowl caliber offense, and all you really need is an average to above average defense. And I think with some stuff there and some money spent, maybe that's what they're thinking. And see, because again, whether Pickens is a model citizen this year under a franchise tag will remain to be seen. But they expect him to, if they slap the tag on him, and they've got till July to do something. But again, there's going to be some OTAs coming up in there. Granted, voluntary. But if you're the Jones family, you're going to expect to see George Pickens in those voluntary OTAs. So a lot's going to be able to be told on this thing between now and July before we get into that, the situation. So, we got somebody on the line there, Pledge? All right, you said Gabriel? Gabriel, welcome to the Blitz, my friend. What are your thoughts on George Pickens?
Well, it's Joshua, I think. Don't worry, Joe. It's all right.
It's my producer, dude. He put it up there wrong.
Hey.
All right, what can I do?
Don't worry, Joe.
Josh.
But I just want to talk about this Brandon Aubrey.
Okay, talk about it.
I can't believe
Go ahead.
Cowboy fans, how dumb is it that we are talking about a guaranteed 3 points on offense? This guy was 11 for 17 this past year on 50 yards and plus. Most teams aren't even kicking that. And then from anywhere under 50 yards, he was perfect. So we're talking about someone where you just have to get the ball to the 40 and you got 3 points. I mean, I would love that for the Houston Texans who could never score in the red zone. I mean, I'd be okay with not getting a running back because we all know Nick Haley can't do anything. Even if he was blessed with 7 inches, he wouldn't know how to use it. So we might as well just use that money on a special teams player in Brandon Aubrey. If the Cowboys don't want him, we'll take him. We'll trade you Kaimi Fairbairn. That's fine with me because Aubrey is a guaranteed Hall of Famer. Dude has a leg.
Hall of Famer. Hold on a second. Hall of Famer already.
Oh, if he keeps going at this rate, I do not care. He's going to find his way onto a winning team. The Cowboys will please don't play this for Jason Minix. For the love of God. Cowboys will win a Super Bowl with Brandon Aubrey there because he can kick those.
Josh,
please do not play that for Jason Minix.
Please. Josh, he's a kicker.
Brandon Aubrey is a great offensive weapon.
Okay.
And you cannot get rid of probably Dak Prescott's best offensive weapon when he can't get the ball past the 40. Someone who can get you 3 points guaranteed. You don't have to worry about it. Go down, drink some Gatorade. I mean, we'd be loving if CJ would do that. Just end the game with the kick, but he likes to throw it to the other team or give the ball to the other team.
Yeah, you got your own problems there, Josh, because they're going to extend they get CJ, and then you're going to be stuck with him for the next 5 years.
Well, we ain't paying more than 50.
Oh, okay. You got that?
Here we go.
You got that on good authority? He wants 62.
That's fine. He can go get that from some other team. Minnesota can pay him. We'll package a deal. I'm just saying, you do not need C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud proved this past year he is not a team he is not the player or the quarterback who can take your team over the edge, a la like a Dak Prescott. He is not the player. He's a great quarterback, but he needs great receivers. He needs a good running game. He needs a good offensive line, but all that costs money. And if you're sinking all that money into your quarterback, your offensive line is going to be a lot less. Your receiving corps is going to be a lot less. Your tight ends are going to be a lot less. Your defense is not going to be able to be a top 5 fear defense. Heck, teams were calling it, everyone was calling it a Super Bowl caliber defense.
And it is.
That costs money. That costs money to build. And if you're going to put $60 million into a quarterback, which is what he wants, which is fine, go get your money. But I know Minnesota's desperate too. You can go to Minnesota and get 60. We can work out a trade to get some picks. I know Jets will give up anything to pay $60 million for a quarterback as long as he's not dating moms. So we're good.
Dude, I love C.J. Stroud. I'd hate to send him to Siberia. Josh, thanks, man, for the call. I appreciate it. Josh. Hey, look, again, Brandon Aubrey's a great kicker, but I've never heard a Super Bowl winning team credit the kicker. Has a kicker ever been the MVP of the Super Bowl? Not to my knowledge. I don't know. Look, again, if it costs you that much money, as great as a kicker as he is, there are a lot of good kickers in the NFL. There are a lot of good kickers in the NFL. And the Cowboys may end up signing this guy, but just listening to Stephen Jones a few minutes ago talk about, we've been negotiating for a while. We just haven't come up with a number that satisfies everybody. That's a little bit of a red flag in my mind. But we'll see. I have a feeling they will sign him. George Pickens will get the franchise tag. Will he be a good citizen? So many questions, so many unanswered questions, and I love it because that's the beauty of the NFL offseason, and it is fantastic. Combine is going on now. I fully expect at some time this week, Jerry and his bus will say we're going all in again. Who knows? what Jerry's going to say, if anything.
Stop it.
But I can't wait for that. That's going to be outstanding. We got a lot more to do heading into our final hour, believe it or not. Boy, time flies when you're having fun, does it not? We got a lot more to talk about, a lot more issues to unpack, a lot more world problems to solve. If you got a phone line stuck there, we'll come back with you when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
Looking for TRT? Don't pay hundreds or settle for low-dose TRT. It's why you need to know about Synergenics and Low T Center, where they take most insurance plans and customize each dose for maximum safe results. Don't compromise your health. Synergenics and Low T Center have been highlighted for having the highest quality of testosterone on the market. They only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded testosterone, so you know exactly what is going in your body. And the T-test is absolutely free. And all their providers are board-certified and experts in their field, not random chatbots or providers you never actually see. And they can help you meet your real goals, not just your medical ones. Synergenics and Low T Center have a variety of peptides to help with healing, muscle tone, recovery, sleep, weight loss, and even hair and skin quality. And right now, get $50 off per vial for select peptides and GLP-1s. Book that appointment now at lowtcenter.com or Synergenics.com.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys got a deal done. They managed to re-sign running back Javonte Williams. 3 years, $24 million. 16 of that is guaranteed. Now, the franchise tag is going to be placed on George Pickens in the next week or so, according to Stephen Jones. $28 million fully against the cap. And how about the USA hockey team men? They win the gold yesterday, beating Canada 2-1.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Monday in San Antonio in South Texas, this is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. A lot of you guys are walking out of work right now. Congratulations. Your Monday is over for all intents and purposes, so you can head on home and get ready for a nice Tuesday. A little Taco Tuesday, perhaps. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we're talking a lot about the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL Combine, or Underwear Olympics, as it is known, is underway. And it got started today. It's going to last here for about 10 days, a week to 10 days or so. Look, the college players that are there running the 40s and doing the stuff, that's all interesting and stuff. But really the interesting part of the Underwear Olympics is the fact that deals get done. That's where they get done because everybody's there. You already know Stephen Jones is there. Jerry, if he's not there already, will be there at some point in time this week. All the agents of everybody are there. That's the intriguing part of the NFL Combine. It's a place where they can all come together and talk over drinks, over dinner, over whatever, and that's how deals are getting done and will get done, whether that's the Cowboys, Texans, or you name a team in the NFL, that's for sure. One guy, we talk about Pickens being on the franchise tag. It looks like the Atlanta Falcons are going to do the same thing to tight end Kyle Pitts. His deal will be 1 year for $15 million. But Cowboys locked up their running back, Javonte Williams, today on a 3-year deal, $24 million. 16 of that is guaranteed. So you can basically, it's a 2-year deal when you look at it that way. So because that's all the guaranteed money is. We'll see what happens. And then we're talking about Brandon Aubrey. And I'm quite frankly am surprised at how this is going. Now, we do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. And the question is simple. I've seen a report that Aubrey is looking in the neighborhood between $7 and $8 million a year, which would make him the highest paid kicker in the NFL. Question is, should the Cowboys do that? Yes, no. Yeses have it right now, 65% to 35%. What do you guys think? Go there and vote in our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Let's go back to the phone lines because Mario is on line one, wants to talk a little Brandon Aubrey. Mario, what do you think?
Hey, Joe, two things.
Okay.
One, we go through this every year with the Cowboys and the franchise tag. Jerry's going to end up burning his bridges, and Pickens is going to go off somewhere. Secondly, even though Aubrey's a guaranteed 3 points, you can't really pay him $7 to $8 million a year. You can get
a lot of money, right?
A kicker off the market, who wants to be on a team for half of that.
Look, I totally agree, and to me, that's too much money. I don't care how good he is, but Cowboy fans are Cowboy fans, and they fall in love with people, and that happens from time to time. Appreciate it, Mario. Thanks for the phone call. If you want to comment on the Brandon Aubrey situation, you can certainly do that. Again, the number is 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. Stephen Jones had a lot of things to say about a lot of things today. And, interesting. We've already heard from him about Javonte, about Aubrey, about Pickens, but there's a lot of players there's a lot of holes to be filled, especially on that defensive side of the ball. How do you do that? Is it a combination of the draft, trades, free agents? I don't know. Well, on the potential trades to improve the roster, Stephen had this to say.
It's tough to predict. We're certainly open-minded to it. Always open-minded to trading, and if the right guy fit and if it's the perfect fit, then we would certainly look at it and see if it worked in with what we're trying to get accomplished.
So he didn't say a lot of anything, although it could happen, maybe not. You just don't know. And then there, of course, is the free agent route. And Steven says that's possible.
Look different every year. Some years we do it different, a little different than others. And, every year is different. A lot of that will depend on what's out there and the value that we think is there. And we'll make decisions based on that. But, yeah, we certainly think we'll end up being involved in free agency this year.
Was there any impact at all on you guys from what, New England did in the offseason last year in Seattle, and they end up both being the two teams that are in the Super Bowl?
All that says to me is it can be done. Who would have ever thought, not to anyway take anything away, it's all props to them for what they accomplished, both teams. But it just shows you can, really make big jumps in any given year if you get the right, get the right culture, the right mojo going, good things can happen. And, we've got a lot of really good players on this team. We've got a really good offense in place. We've got a lot of good players on defense. Do we need more? Absolutely. But we do have some really good pieces on the defensive side of the ball. And, Christian was the first to say that when he was interviewing some of the guys he really, really liked on the defensive side of the ball. And he'll also tell you there's places where we really need help. So, that'll be something we look at.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. And, of course, the Christian that he's talking about is the new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, who the Cowboys have just hired, a young, up-and-coming, bright young man who the Cowboys hope can change things around. And Stephen Jones was talking about Parker, in fact, today.
I just think he's got a great defensive mind. He's been under a lot of top defensive minds in this league. I think he's learned from a lot. Also like what he said. He goes, I got my own ideas too, twists that he would add because he's respectful for chain of command in terms of executing who he's worked for, but he's also, can bring combinations of those things and bring it to the table. And then I thought he was outstanding on, how him and Shotty went about hiring the support around him, the coaches around him, the assistant coaches. They were very thorough. We were very thorough in all the interviews that we did, and I think we put an outstanding staff together, and now we got to go, get the players and their vision for the type of players that'll help him execute what he wants to do philosophically on defense.
Again, if you listen closely to Stephen Jones talking about Shotty and Parker rounding out that staff on the defensive side of the ball, not Jerry, not Stephen, not Will McClay. Now, I'm sure they were in on some of the conversations, but I think it was all Shotty and Parker. And just think about that, Cowboy fan. For the 30 years drought that the Cowboys are in, for just, heck, even getting to the NFC Championship game, when has Jerry ever done anything like that and allowed the coaching staff to take care of that? Usually Jerry's nose is right in the thick of it. But Stephen was asked about the youth and all of it on that coaching staff.
Building's young. Shotty's the old man in the sea.
What kind of energy do you think that can bring? Is that
I think
was there a design to go that way?
Not necessarily design. We certainly weren't afraid of it. Let's put it that way. I mean, we've eyes wide open. We see what's going on around the league and the success that's being had, and you do have to communicate. These kids. You got to figure out how to communicate with them, and certainly the younger you are, you have a better chance of knowing what they like and what gets their attention, and I think it's a plus, and there's no question the energy levels are there, and we're fired up about our staff.
Well, it sounds like it, and again, it is a staff. They're not going to play one down of football, so they got to put in a plan, and hopefully the players can come up with it. And one of the guys I think that Stephen Jones was talking about when he talked about we've got some good pieces on defense. There are some good players over there. I think one of those guys is DeMarvion Overshown. DeMarvion has obviously battled injuries. He's shown a lot of promise, though. And Stephen was asked about Overshown going into the final year of his rookie deal.
I think the biggest thing is that. Availability. Certainly no one wants to play the game more than him, I can assure you that. But obviously he needs to put together a full season, and if he does, I think it's going to be a great season because I know how good he is and what he can do for us, and fired up about what he brings to the table. And the only question mark he has is his injury issues that he's had, and getting through a full year.
And that is an issue. And when he came back this year, he looked okay. He didn't do anything spectacular, but the guy's talented. Obviously, it's just a matter of luck at this point in time. Honestly, he can play, but you got to stay away from that injury bug. And so, obviously, that's not under anybody's control necessarily. So that's the question with Overshown. I'm rooting for that guy. He's a nice guy, and I'd like to see him do well and certainly stay away from the injury bug. Cowboys were pretty fortunate for the most part this year, injury-wise. They really were. Everybody played, and again, I don't care what kind of team you have on the field. You got to get lucky. When you look at New England and Seattle, pretty lucky, and you stay healthy for the most part all the way to the Super Bowl. And so that's luck is so much involved in all of this, all of it. It's just you got to get lucky. You got to play well. Don't get me wrong, but you got to get lucky too. And that's the only way to get that done. It's going to be fascinating to see what the Cowboys do and how they do it. But I've got to tell you, and look, I cover the Cowboys, been covering this football team for, 35 years now, and saw the championships, and now I've been in this drought with the rest of you over the last 30 years. So it's something they need to do and change some things, and it looks like Jerry's doing that. It really does. It looks like he's doing that to some extent and allowing some others to get involved and do what they can, because I think even Jerry Jones, as stubborn as he is, wants to win. He's tired of hearing about it. And if you've got that offense playing at the same high volume that they played at last year and you can improve that defense at all, the Cowboys will be right there in the middle of everything. Going to be interesting to see. And, again, the Combine going on all week. And so I do fully expect to hear from Jerry Jones at some point in time during this week. We just don't know when just yet. When we come back, Team USA, the men and the women, both knocked off Canada for gold medals. That's incredible on the face of it, but it's been a long time, even longer than the Cowboys drought for Team USA on the men's side. 1980. Believe it or not, I was just a young pup back in 1980. Wow. Time flies.
This drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Let's talk a little Team USA, a little hockey. Let's get kind of teary-eyed and tug at your heartstrings and all of that kind of stuff, all right? Because it's just a great story. We're talking hockey, Olympic gold medal hockey, when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Taking the kayaks out on the lake, hot dogs on the grill, and your sister's boyfriend pulling out his acoustic guitar.
Everyone quiet! Harrison's playing. Wow, you're so good, Harrison.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime some of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Here in San Antonio in the Hill Country, our water is hard. It's harsh like some accents.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener and enjoy smooth, soft, pure, clean water like this.
Tú eres mi luz en la oscuridad.
Hard, harsh water.
Hey, use with the face.
Soft water.
El amor es como el agua que nunca se seca.
If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you're basically inviting hard water into your home to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And if you can't live without your coffee maker, hard water damages it too. Call me for a free in-home water evaluation at 656-PURE.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
License number 38961.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Club, PPL Motorhomes, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com.
That's an old song, isn't it, Pledge? A remake of an old one? Yeah. Is that Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Hey, see, I don't know. I don't know who these guys are. Yeah, welcome back to the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. Jason has the day off today. James Pledger is here, though, however, and talking a little Team USA hockey, and what an Olympics for the United States. I mean, it really was. They got the most medals that they've, I guess the most gold that they've ever won at a Winter Olympics. And so congratulations to them for that. But we're talking hockey specifically because, you know, you look at these things and these droughts that we talk about with the Cowboys all the time.
This drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know who's saying that, but they're correct. So, Team USA, the men's team, hockey, was in a drought. I mean, let's face it, 1980, the Miracle on Ice when they won. I'm trying to remember, Pledge. I know they beat, at that time, the Soviet Union in the semifinal match.
Semis, yes.
So, I think it was Finland. I want to say it was Finland. I don't know.
I think it was Finland or Sweden.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was that they beat in the gold medal round. But it was such a – I mean, that team had no chance. They were the biggest underdogs at that time, and nobody gave them a chance to do anything. I'm not sure anybody gave this team a chance.
Finland.
To do it. It was Finland. Okay. I vaguely remember that. I mean, it was quite the everybody, this entire country, I tell you, was glued to the TV set back in those days, watching this team play. I mean, it kind of brought everybody together, no matter what kind of differences you had politically or whatever the case may be. For that short amount of time, at least, everybody came together, and it was a lot of fun to watch. And all of those guys, I mean, became instant celebrities. They really did. Instant celebrities. So we'll see what happens to this group. And just happy that they got it done. And what a game. My gosh. 2-1 in overtime. Outstanding game. I think the women went to overtime too, didn't they? Yeah. So two good gold medal games, no doubt, for sure. Now, I just read where Team USA has arrived in Miami. So they flew from Italy. They're in Miami. And apparently have a big party at some place called 11, Miami, tonight. I'm sure that's on South Beach somewhere and probably pricey, but they're going to go get drunk and party and have a good time.
Apparently they got big plans tomorrow.
Well, yeah, they do. And well, President Trump called this team after they won. You know, they're celebrating in the locker room and had an invite for them.
You were all unbelievable, and that team is pretty good you played. I don't know if it's not going to begin anytime soon, right? And, I tell you what, I just told my people 2 minutes ago, I didn't know they'd be calling. I said, we're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something, but if you would like to, it's the coolest night, it's the biggest. We're in. Yeah.
Can you pick us up in Miami on Tuesday morning? Yeah, Tuesday morning.
They'll all be hungover, but that's okay. You get a private plane to take you to Washington D.C. Those guys didn't hesitate, and look, again, I don't care what your politics are. I'm not here to talk politics, but this is the United States of America, and that's the president. Whether you like it or not, that is the way it is. And when he calls. And it wouldn't have mattered who it was. I guarantee it wasn't the fact that it's a Republican. Had it been Barack Obama or Joe Biden or name one, they would have answered that call and probably would have been just as excited about going to a State of the Union address.
And that was one thing that always, I don't know where the line of demarcation is for where we lost the respect, but I was always told by my dad growing up, politics, left, right, doesn't matter. You treat the President of the United States with the respect that office commands.
Well, and I agree with that. I got in trouble at Ken's TV for saying that once.
What?
Well, it was back. I think it was President Trump's first time in office, and I think Greg Popovich said something. I used to do opinion pieces back then, and my opinion piece was simply that. Look, he's the president. He deserves respect. Well, the phone's lit up. I mean, people were just pissed off at me. And Sharon Coe was anchoring that day, and she said something like well said or well done. She was getting hammered too, and it was it's ridiculous. So I think it's Trump that just
it's the person there, but I just
like
don't
him
know
or he
where
pisses you off.
Where that line of demarcation comes, because it started happening even before Trump. It wasn't as bad as it is now to where we can just say anything awful we want to say about the sitting president of the United States publicly. But it's become a thing to where I was raised in a different time in a different era, I guess, where the office commands the respect, not so much the person.
It should do that, but I think it's a variety of things. And not to turn this into a political conversation, but I think it's the politicians that are there that kind of, fuel the fire from whatever side they're coming from. And I just, look, I don't care whether you like Donald Trump or not. It makes no difference to me. But I'm just saying, because I see these Team USA guys are getting hammered for being as excited about going to the State of the Union address. And why wouldn't they be? I don't know if any of these guys have ever been to the White House. If I had an opportunity to go to the White House,
I'm jumping at it.
I'm going. I don't care who the president is. I would love to go there and see that, and especially be a featured guest or a special guest
At
the president
State of the
at
Union?
the State of the Union. I mean, come on. It's like I don't know why these guys are getting crap, and it's really sad to me. But having said that, they're going to party tonight. They're going to have some fun, as they should. And it obviously did not bring this country together this time around the way it did back in 1980.
No.
And so that's too bad. But I think no matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you are on any side of the aisle, you may be an independent. Doesn't really matter. But, I mean, you got to be happy for these guys. You get happy for the women when they win, happy for the men when they win, and that's just the way that it should be. And I hope everybody is, regardless of what you think of their decision to go to the White House as a special guest to the current president. So I'm happy that they got that done. I'm happy that, 46 years, y'all. 46 years. Think about that. That's older than Pledge. Is that older than you?
That's older than me.
That's older than you, isn't it? Wow. Hey, me and Jason, that's not older than us.
It was just a spec.
So I'm just happy for these guys. I'm happy for our country because finally some respect, especially in the Winter Olympics. Typically, Winter Olympics are a weak point for us in the United States, but not this year. Did very well. Now, Summer Olympics, the United States usually runs away with it pretty good. I mean, do very well in the Summer Olympics. And what I love about this thing is that you notice they've shut down the NHL season for however long a period of time they have to for these. I found out, and I didn't realize this, that the players actually in the latest collective bargaining agreement fought for that. They wanted that in there because they wanted to be able to go represent whatever country that they're from. I know there were some NHL players on the Canadian team, obviously, because there's a lot of Canadians playing in the NHL. A lot of Americans, obviously, on the USA team. But, you know, there are guys in the NHL that want to go play for Finland or Sweden or name a country. And so they fought for that inside their collective bargaining agreement. And I thought that was interesting. And it made me immediately, Pledge, start thinking about the NBA. And would I want that to happen in the NBA? And it, just on the face of it, I don't think I would. Now, of course, basketball is played in the Summer Olympics, which kind of seems weird. It is a wintertime sport. That's when we play it. That's when the season ends. So it would make sense to play in the Winter Olympics, but I'm not sure that I would like it.
I wouldn't like it, because it would disrupt the season.
Well, it disrupts the NHL season.
Yeah.
But they wanted it that way. So my assumption would be that the players in the NBA don't necessarily want it. And so they're happy with how it is now in the summertime, because I heard Kevin Durant come out today saying he's fired up to play.
28, yep.
He is fired up to play in the Olympics. Steph Curry apparently fired up to play. And LeBron James apparently is not going to play in this one, which 28, what's he going to be, 80? I mean, my goodness. So it'll be interesting. But all of those guys are the same way. But again, they will be split off. And you wonder, a guy like Wemby will go to France and play. Just like Manu Ginobili went to Argentina when they won the gold. And so I'm all for these guys going and representing their country and taking pride in what they do and who they're playing for and the jersey that they're wearing. So props to them. Props to the men's hockey team. Congratulations to them for getting that done. And, go party hardy at 11 Miami tonight.
Party
that just
hardy.
Sounds like a schwanky place, doesn't it?
Party hardy?
Party hardy. A schwanky place, 11 Miami. And because there will be, I'm sure, a lot of, I don't know if you've ever been to South Beach, Pledge. Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
The scenery is
It's shiny.
It is, but you got to be a rich dude.
Oh, yeah.
You or I,
I'm out of my league.
We wouldn't get a second look, pal.
I shouldn't.
But you, if you're a rich dude, you probably do get second looks, and who knows what else you might get. It's unbelievable. Hey, big game tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. It is less than about 30 minutes away from tip-off out in Detroit for the Spurs and the Detroit Pistons, and I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to that. One final preview of that particular game coming up when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs were back on the road in Detroit. How did our boys do out in the Motor City?
A lot of underwear to talk about. That's right. We got the Combine coming up this week. We'll look at who's going and who's going to get drafted. Lots to talk about. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121 is the phone number. You can also text BAIL to 474747 or even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121 or online mybestbailbonds.com.
Melo Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Melo delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Melo can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Melo Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Melo Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Melo Mushroom.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get in gear at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville, your 5-time dealer of the year. $13,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Silverado 1500s. 5.9% financing on new heavy duties for 84 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Tahoe Premier. Ready to go electric? Get the 2026 Equinox EV with $13,000 off MSRP. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. You know, people say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. The But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh, back here on the Blitz. Good to be back in studio after some time in Las Vegas. Good to be back in San Antonio as well. And so, great time up there with DAZN and the fight. Although the Mario Barrios fight was a little bit better than what it turned out to be. But other than that, it was a good trip, and I think we'll have more of those. At least that's what it sounds like from the fine folks at DAZN. I think they enjoyed putting on a radio row and getting that done, as a lot of people are doing now. I mean, my goodness, and what a better way to promote your event than to have people from all over the country come and do their shows there and talking about you and how you can get that done and the pay-per-view and the this and the that, and I think it will only get better. At least that's the hope. There were some hiccups, that's for sure, but that's neither here nor there. We are back, and I'm just sad the way that fight turned out. It was just not good. Not good. By the way, we've been talking about Brandon Aubrey, the Dallas Cowboys kicker. Would you re-sign him to a deal that would cost a ton? According to reports that I've seen, Aubrey's looking in the neighborhood of $7 to $8 million per year. Best kicker in the NFL, I would say. I mean, certainly he's up there, top 3 anyway. But I would probably put him at number 1. Is he worth $7 to $8 million per year? That's the question that we're asking on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. We're a little bit short of the official number we need. So if you haven't voted, go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and vote yes or no. Right now, the yeses have it at 68% to 32%, and I got a feeling that's not going to change much. So if you like the other way and you think the Cowboys shouldn't do that, you better get your tail in there and start voting. I think you can only vote once, though. Can't you, Pledge?
One time,
so that's it. So we need some votes. So again, if you know somebody that needs to chime in, maybe that thinks the same way you do, or might think a different way, get them over there and get them to vote in our poll. So I tell you what, Pledge, and I don't know how this works or what happens, but if you look on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, I don't know who's real and who's not. Do you?
I have no clue.
Now, I see a Jason Minix up there, and that's certainly not real.
Yeah, you're not listening to the show.
Of course not. When he's off, are you kidding me? Not at all. And he certainly wouldn't comment there either. But I don't know who's real and who's not. All you real ones, thank you very much. Appreciate you. The other guys, well.
Even fake ones. Thanks for the analytics.
Well, that's true because it does help us. So keep going on. Fake.
Engagement, whatever.
Yeah.
We're about
it. Well, see, you're a suit now, and you knew the answer to that, didn't you?
What?
That helps.
Oh, I don't care.
All right.
Whoever, 18 fake accounts, let them in. I don't care.
Let them in. It doesn't make any difference.
Just don't say anything out of pocket.
It's 5:41, almost 5:42. The Spurs and the Pistons will tip off roughly around 6:10 San Antonio time. So what, about 30 minutes from right now? Now, if Pledge was a nice guy, he'd let me get the hell out of here because he's got a show, and I could just make it home for tip-off.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't do that to you, Pledge. It'll be okay, buddy. But, look, I cannot wait for this game. I've been – ever since I saw this on the schedule and really started paying attention, maybe a week ago, 10 days ago, man, I can't wait for this game. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, Detroit is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Spurs, the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And
Cade Cunningham, a legit MVP candidate.
Without a doubt, Victor Wembanyama, a legit MVP candidate. I think there's no question now. He's got to have the games, and I don't think he can miss too many others. But I would say he's a legit one. Obviously, Luka and the Joker, are from the last time I saw it, are leading the way. And Cade Cunningham was somewhere in the 3 or 4, and
Joker's
Wemby
got to be
right
close
after
to
that.
their games.
Yeah, he does. He's missed quite a few games. And Denver's really not playing well right about now. So we'll see what happens. It's still a dangerous team, though. When they get into playoff time, that's going to be a dangerous team. But this is the game that I'm looking forward to tonight. And I want to see it because I think it's going to be a test for both of these teams, just how good. And, again, this one game is not going to determine how good a team is. But it is a measuring stick in my mind, certainly, when you've got a Detroit team that is young, that has built that team very similarly to the way the Spurs have done it. And you've got two teams that really probably shouldn't even be in this position right now. And I'm talking Detroit, too. Nobody thought San Antonio would be this good. And I don't think anybody thought Detroit would be this good at this point in time. So it's two teams that I want to see go head-to-head. And the beauty of this is that they play tonight, and then they play again when the Spurs get back from the Rodeo Road Trip. And I want to say it's very early in March. Not sure exactly the day, but they'll play again very soon. The Spurs, in the meantime, will have a Boston team a couple of times, I believe. I'm not sure if they played Boston already once, but that is also playing very well in the Eastern Conference. Now, keep in mind, I take this with a grain of salt when it comes to the Eastern Conference, and I'm not disrespecting Detroit or Boston or anybody else over there, but it is a fact that the Eastern Conference is weaker than the Western Conference. And it's been that way for a long time, and it's weird. Now, again, there have been some Eastern Conference teams win the title. Don't get me wrong, and I get it, and that can happen. But I'm just saying overall, when you're putting up gaudy numbers the way Detroit is this year, and I mean, gosh, what, they lost 13 games. They're 42-13 at this point in time. And so they're playing well, not to take anything away from them at all. But it is a weaker conference than the Western Conference. And it's been that way for a long time. Man, as far back as I can remember, it's been that way. That it's just not as tough as the Western Conference. So will that make a difference tonight? Detroit comes in on a 5-game win streak. The Spurs come in on an 8-game win streak. Something's got to give tonight. Something has got to give. The Spurs did not play very good defense on Saturday night against the Sacramento Kings. They allowed the Kings to score 122 points. And to me, for a team that is tanking and not even trying to hide it, that's a lot of points, and they're going to have to be better tonight because this Detroit Pistons team can play defense. They're not bad. They're not bad at it. And when you go in here and you look at stats and depth and all of that stuff, these two teams are very, very similar. It's amazing. The numbers are so similar, but there are some spots that the Pistons are a little bit better. And I was kind of surprised by some of these. You got points. The Spurs have the Pistons, 118-117. Points against, Spurs 112, Detroit 109. Field goal percentage, get this. Both teams 48% overall. Rebounds, Spurs have a little bit of an edge there, 46-45. Assists, dead the same, 26.8, both of them on assists. Do you see what I'm saying? How close and evenly matched these two teams are? It is absolutely incredible. This stat kind of it surprised me a little bit. Blocks, Detroit has the edge there, 6-5, and then steals, Detroit has the edge there, 10-7. But other than that, these two teams are evenly matched. I mean, they are evenly matched. As far as Vegas is concerned, depending on where you go, ESPN has this thing at 1.5, and I think they still have it at 1.5. My app has it at 1. Either way, Detroit is the favorite in this thing. So Vegas is expecting a close game. Hopefully it turns out that way. But I don't know how you guys feel. But for a game in February, albeit late February, I have not been this excited about a game in a long time, and I can't wait to watch this basketball game because, well, it's, again, the excitement of it. Are you guys looking forward to this game? I'd like to hear from you. If you're on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, let us know. Now, Galena83 says Spurs can't beat a good three-point shooting team like the Knicks. Don't know. So Joshua says, "Thanks, Joe. I'm a real boy." Okay, so you're not a fake, but there are a lot of fakes in there. I don't know, and what I don't want to see is the Spurs getting caught up in jacking up a bunch of threes. Now, if they get into a shootout with Detroit or even a New York Knicks team, as you mentioned, that's not going to be good for them. They don't have that one person who can consistently knock down the three. I guess Julian Champagny is about the best one. Devin Vassell every now and then. Keldon Johnson every now and then. And then, of course, Wemby, but not a guy that you would say, this is the guy, if we need a three, bam.
But you can't rule out the fact that we have not crossed the deadline for teams to waive players and you to bring them on their team before the end of the year. We see it every the waiver release deadline, the waiver pickup deadline. We see a ton of action around that time of year, and there are people that didn't get moved at the trade deadline that could be of that sort of value by the time that comes around that aren't being used by their current teams, and they'll likely just buy them out, the buyout market. Bogdan Bogdanović is one of the people I would look at on that potential market if he were to become available. Like, I don't think the Spurs are necessarily done tweaking the end of the roster. I think Mason Plumlee was more of a Band-Aid before potentially making another move. He's we'll try it and see.
Yeah.
But I could see more from the buyout market as we get closer to that deadline.
Well, that's interesting, and maybe that is the case. And that's what they're waiting for. Or maybe they think this team is good enough to get it done. What I like when I look at these stats from Saturday night, and they're interesting stats. Now keep in mind, this game was a lot closer than I thought it should have been. Just simply because Sacramento is again making they're not trying to hide the fact that they're tanking their butts off. But the Spurs only shot.
What? I thought the NBA was rectifying that.
Well, they're not this year. The Spurs only shot 34 times from the three-point stripe. And to me, that's good. I like that, which means, and they scored 139 points. They only made 13 of those, which means they're getting to the basket. They're taking the mid-range jumpers, and I think those things are important, especially when you get into playoff basketball. It's going to be huge. Wemby the other night with 28 points, 11 of 20. But he was only 1 of 5 from the three-point stripe. And again, I think the Spurs have a tendency, and I think they're getting better at it. Don't get me wrong. I think they're getting better at it about not settling for those threes and taking the ball inside and around the basket. And that to me is a great sign of maturity. I mean, let's face it, is a great sign of maturity. And because there was a time before the calendar turned, certainly, and then even in January, where this team was putting up 50, 60 three-point shots. And just and you don't make those, you can lose. They were losing leads because if you get cold from the three-point stripe, that lead can evaporate really quickly. And that was happening to this team. I like what they're doing. They're getting to the free throw line, or at least they did on Saturday night, 28 times. They made 22. I'd like to see that percentage go up a little bit. But they shot 55% from the field, everywhere but the three-point stripe. Okay, so, I mean, that is incredible, and that's winning basketball, especially when you get into the playoffs. Now, again, Sacramento, they're tanking. Have we mentioned that? They're tanking. They're done, and they make no secret about it. Detroit's not. Detroit is going to be tough. And, again, this is going to be a good game. And I just hope everybody – I mean, what else on a Monday night? On a Monday night, nothing else to do, no football around. You got this huge game. It is on Peacock, by the way. So I'm assuming it's still on the Spurs network. Is it on both? Do you know, Pledge?
I would assume if it's on Peacock, it should be on News 4.
Well, I don't know if it'll be on. Will it?
I would assume.
I don't know. Maybe. But I just wonder if the Spurs broadcast is out there or not. So if it's national TV like this, it's not going to happen. So
I don't know if the Spurs broadcast, because if it's on Peacock, obviously, then that is the destination they're trying to get people to go to that game.
Right,
Watch.
right.
Like when it's on Prime, I don't think it's on the Spurs FanDuel channel.
Well, I'll find out when I get home. I may check that out and see what it is. But
I mean, you got Peacock though, right?
I do have Peacock. Yeah, I got Peacock. Yeah, I have Peacock.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure. I'm just my 15-year-old mind is getting in the way.
I heard
as we get close to the end of the show here. So that's what's happening. Hey, again, appreciate everybody. We do have 100 votes, so this baby's official on our Brandon Aubrey poll question.
It went the other way.
70% to 30%.
Give that man his money.
Give him his money. That's for sure. I will mention here, Galena, 83, has the question, do you want them to go full force or hold things back for the playoffs? Galena, I don't think this team can do that. I don't think they're equipped to do that and know the difference.
I don't think you can ratchet down and ratchet back up.
You've got to go full speed. I want them to go full speed. I want them to catch Oklahoma City, and I don't see any reason why they can't. I mean, they're right there knocking on the door. So, yeah, my answer to that is I want to see it. I want to see them full force, yes, heading into the playoffs. Because typically the experience that I've had over the many years where I've covered the NBA and the playoffs, teams that are hot rolling in, teams that are playing well rolling in are the teams that are going to do better. And so I just don't know that this team or any team for that matter, unless it's a veteran-laden team, can just turn it off and then turn it on at the flip of a switch. And I want them to go full speed, no holding back. Let's go. Let's win as many games and be as hot as possible when playoff time comes around. The good news is, Galena, and I hope I'm saying that right, is that they're going to be in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's the good news. It's just a matter of where they're going to be. Most likely, unless somebody gets really hot behind them or the Spurs cool off a little bit, they're going to be either one or two.
And here's the great thing. You talk about being hot going into the playoffs.
Yes.
That matters. Not just for the NFL, but look at the NBA.
Absolutely.
The Mavericks rode a red-hot Luka all the way to the finals.
Sure did, and that's all they had. They had nothing
That wasn't
else.
a great team, but
they had nothing else.
They were red-hot defensively and Luka.
Well, guess what, Pledge? I'm going to go home and watch some Spurs basketball and watch them clean the Detroit Pistons clock. How about that?
Putting your money where your mouth is?
Well, if I have time. I may have time to
get
that
time
in there. We'll do that. You got a show? Extra Innings with Pleasure is coming up next. Be sure and join the fellows in the morning on the Morning Huddle. AJ and Rob, they'll get you started at 6 o'clock. A first reaction to this big game that is about to tip off. And then Jason Minix will be back tomorrow, and we will come back and, we'll get on the air at 2 o'clock. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. For the past 32 years, I've represented San Antonians injured in auto accidents. I'm a second-generation attorney here in town. My father, Bob Thompson, has practiced law here in San Antonio for more than 50 years, and I learned how to practice law from him. I learned what it means to be asked to represent a client and the tremendous honor and obligation that comes with being someone's attorney. And here's what that means for you. If you call my office, I will be the one you speak to. I will be your attorney, not a staff member or a junior lawyer. 2, I have one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. 3, relationships. A good one is built on communication, honesty, and time. I like talking to my clients. They're the only reason I go to work every day, and each is very special and very much appreciated. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, please call me. My name's Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or you can go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh, no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla, too. My favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive. So you can keep worrying about boat or